opening game on the SEC network. And down on the sideline, Laura Rutledge. So let's go down amidst all the hoopla to Laura.
Brent, nothing quite like the pride of the Southland Band in a sold-out Neyland Stadium. The energy, the hype, every expectation is palpable down here. You can feel it. These fans have been waiting for this moment this entire offseason. It's big here in Tennessee. Vol Walk today, you can hear players saying this feels different. There's something different about this season. There's something different about what we're doing. Josh Dobbs says people are coming up to him, asking him about Tennessee. They're asking him if they'll have a 12-0 season. He says he doesn't know about all that, but this is what he came here to do. He loves the expectations and the excitement, Brent.
And why not, Laura, as we take you inside live with the Tennessee Volunteers. Butch Jones in his 4th year as the head coach, and what's so impressive about Butch and the Volunteers is that he has improved that one-loss record every year. Now they come into the season heavily favored to win the East. And Jesse, here is Josh Dobbs, one of the 4 captains, walking out to the middle of the field for the opening point.
And he's a special talent, Brent. He's a true dual-threat quarterback that can hurt you with his arm. He's been magnificent with his legs early on in his career at Tennessee, and he's the leader as a senior that Tennessee is resting their hopes on his shoulders to take them to their first conference title since 1998.
Always butterflies on opening night. Checking the wristwatch. You can see the giant T that is formed here for every home game. And the team comes pouring out. You can see them separating right now. Butch waiting for the go sign. Crowd in excess of 100,000 as the band marches the full length of the field now to set the tee for one of the truly splendid arrivals in all college football. So the teams arrive ready for the opening of the season. Jess, we've talked about all of the hoopla and the hype surrounding the Volunteers. Are we overhyping this team?
I don't think so just yet, Brett. There is a lot of hype here surrounding the Vols, no doubt about it. And the expectation level here in Knoxville is not just to win an SEC East division, but to win the SEC for the first time since '98 and play in the playoff. Now, head coach Butch Jones has downplayed that, but as an outsider, when you look at the team, you can kind of buy into the hype. They were 9-4 a year ago, 4 losses by a combined 17 points, but they've got 17 starters back from that team. They've got an all-conference caliber quarterback in Josh Dobbs. I think Butch Jones feels like he's got more competitive depth at key positions and a favorable schedule. A lot of big conference games played here at home at Neyland Stadium, so you can see why the expectation level is so big here in Knoxville.
But you were telling me Appalachian State's got some pretty good athletes on this
Brent,
team.
I don't know how many fans here in the stadium really appreciate how good of a team the Mountaineers are. They're very good. I know they've got Butch Jones's attention. 11-2 a year ago, won a bowl game. They've also got 17 starters back. They've got a quarterback in Taylor Lamb that's got a lot of moxie. They can run the football. They've got a lot of speed and athleticism on defense. And trust me, they are motivated here on a national stage to make a statement.
There is the starting quarterback for the Mountaineers, loosening up on the sideline. Runs that read option, which college football fans have become so familiar with through the years. On the other side, Josh Dobbs, Alpharetta, Georgia, now a senior. Tremendous student. Getting in his final warm-ups, and we get ready as App State won the toss, and they will receive. They will take the football to start this game. They are not deferring. So Aaron Medley will kick it away, and we will be underway here in Knoxville. There's Coach Satterfield, one of the fine young coaches in college football. Preseason favorite in the Sun Belt Conference. Ready to go, helmet rattler. Jaquil Capel is back deep. And I do mean deep. He's halfway through the end zone awaiting this kickoff. Cable out to the 16-yard line, where Taylor Lamb, the junior from Calhoun, Georgia, and the son of a coach, takes over.
And he's the guy this team wants leading themselves into this hostile environment because he's battle tested. 23 straight starts. He's been in the fire playing at Michigan and at Clemson. Last year set a school record with 31 touchdown passes. Physically, maybe not the most impressive quarterback in the country from a size standpoint or arm talent standpoint, but he's got moxie. He's smart. He knows where to go with the ball. He can scramble around and extend plays. This is the guy App State wants leading them in this type of environment, in this type of game.
Watched him in practice. Alert to the cameraman. He's a very good ball handler on the read option. Marcus Cox is the running back behind him. And it will be Cox, brought down by who? Jalen Reeves-Maybin, as we take a look at the starters offensively for the Mountaineers. And we mentioned Marcus Cox, who picked up the first carry. A little fella, 5'10", but a powerful punch. 1,400 plus yards. Coaches aren't quite sure how he does it. He just seems to come out the other end of the tackle. And to start the game, we've got a foul.
The down counts. It's second down.
That's Parker Collins, Brent, who's the new starter for App State, played guard a year ago. He's really an emotional leader up front for this offensive line, and self-admittedly is a bit of a nasty player that says he gets really, really fired up early in games. And in a game like this, in this kind of setting, you see a head coach there, Scott Satterfield, he needs his leaders to just calm down. Can't afford those kinds of penalties.
A little bit too nasty at time. Second down and 21, which makes it very difficult against this volunteer defense. Breathing smoke and ready to come. They're going to try the end around to pick up some yardage on it, with Hopkins, the ball carrier, and out of bounds coming around. So a terrific play call in that situation.
Tremendous speed by App State. You're seeing some of their athletes, and here sets up a third down. And Tennessee Vol fans have to get used to a new defensive coordinator in Bob Shoop, who came over from Penn State. His MO is to be aggressive and to blitz, particularly on critical down and distances. I think this might be one of those distances right here. If I'm Taylor Lamb at quarterback for App State, I might be expecting some pressure.
Shoop's with the cap. Mike DeBoard, the offensive coordinator, with the glasses next to him in the coach's booth upstairs. So on a 3rd and 9. Clock running down. There's the flag. You could see the uncertainty in the offensive line when they moved back to talk to the quarterback. And the crowd noise got to him right away.
Scott Satterfield, you see there the head coach, he wants the play to get off sooner. I think Taylor Lamb came to the line of scrimmage, audibled, and then you saw the defense and Jalen Reeves-Maben, their leader on defense, started audibling. It was kind of a cat and mouse game going back and forth. See the defense there. It's number 34, Darren Kirkland Jr. also changing the play, and everything just took too much time. And trust me, I've played here before. It is loud down there on the field.
So a 3rd and 9 becomes a 3rd and 14. And the defensive lineman digging in again for the Volunteers. Try a swing pass, high percentage completion out to the outside. Use the running back, Cox. And the Mountaineers forced to punt on their first series.
And you're seeing number 21, Jalen Reeves-Maben, all over the field with tremendous speed. Made a big play on 1st down, makes the tackle there. He had off-season surgery on his left shoulder. He hadn't even really tried hitting anybody in camp. It looks like he's about 100% to me right now.
Looking at one of the dangerous return men in the SEC. Appalachian State very concerned about the kicking game. This is part of it. Defensive back Cameron Sutton awaits the punt. At the 41, fumble! App State covers it. So we brag about the special teams, and they fumble the first punt, and it goes over to the Mountaineers. How about that?
Certainly, you've got an All-American punt returner who took 2 back to the house a year ago, just a little bit too anxious here. This is a football that he should have fair caught, with 2 defenders bearing down on him. I think that was safety Alex Gray, number 3, that comes up with the recovery. And you just thought coming into this game for App State to pull this one out, things would have to go their way. How about a huge turnover on special teams early to steal a possession?
Ball at the Volunteer 36-yard line. Sideline pass incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Barber, the target. So the first mistake by Butch Jones' Tennessee team. Second down and 10. Daylight for Cox. 20 down to the 15 with a huge hole.
And the option is a big part of what Appalachian State tries to do. They're going to key off of Derek Barnett right here and watch him. They're not going to block him. If he comes off the ball and just stays still, Taylor Lamb's going to hand this football right to Cox right up the middle. There's a huge crease and a big play there on 2nd down.
Running against some real good SEC linebackers for 20 yards. A 1st down and 10 after the turnover. Ball at the Vols 16-yard line. Cox is brought down from behind. Corey Vereen from Winter Garden, Florida, number 50.
It's really hard to run the football outside against this Tennessee defense. Not only do they have speed at the linebacker position in Reeves-Maben and Kirkland Jr., but they've got defensive linemen like Corey Vereen that can track the ball down, that plays with phenomenal motor.
Both teams substitute before the 2nd down and 10. On a cutback by Cox, so elusive, and the 5-foot 10-inch runner bursts his way to the 4-yard line. 1st down and goal. Look what we've got.
And tremendous vision here by Marcus Cox. He's got that ability to put his foot in the ground. This play's supposed to go to the left. He sees a cutback, and he's got that burst. When you watch him on film, he just climbs into the 2nd level before you can blink, and you can see why he's on pace to become the Mountaineers' all-time career rushing yards leader.
Adding some muscle as blockers in that backfield. Lamb keeping it. Great ball handler. Touchdown, Appalachian State. Call your friends. Call your friends, folks. 9 years ago to the day, this team went to the big house in Michigan and upset the Wolverines. This team can flat play.
And they got a huge turnover on the fumbled punt return. They're able to capitalize that. We talked about the option game being big. And how about Taylor Lamb? Now, he had a one-on-one opportunity with Micah Abernathy, the safety, who just missed him in open space. Just tremendous grit by Taylor Lamb. Not that big of a quarterback, only 200 pounds. He lowered the shoulder for Pater.
Sometimes youngsters just don't pay attention, no matter what the coaches say. They don't play them one at a time like they should. Appalachian State says, game on. Michael Rubino, a freshman, with his first extra point ever, makes it 7-0. And it was all set up by this Tennessee mistake. General Neyland would not be proud. The team that makes the fewest mistakes wins the game.
At Regions Bank, we're here to help you move your life forward. But managing money correctly can be tough, especially for college students. That's why we sometimes bring in some extra help.
Young lady, you are way too smart to hit that order button. $750 on a dress that'll be out of style by next week? And what? You might wear it 2-3 times tops?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Regions, official bank of the SEC.
No 2 allergy days feel the same. With Nasacort, even on your worst days, relief can be yours. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your nasal allergy symptoms, Nasacort stops more for effective relief. Nasacort, guaranteed or your money back.
There's a lot of performance hidden in these tires. These tires are insanely good. Selected as a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. If this is what experts thought about Cooper tires, imagine what you'll have to say. They're impressive on all surfaces. Put Cooper tires on your car today.
Hey, buddy. Looking good. You know what we gotta do, right? Let's go. Come on.
Not.
You're a good driver.
But that's
Get
not.
in the car.
No.
I don't think I should do this. Just get in the car! No.
I know what I can expect from USA because I have my checking with them, my savings with them, my credit card with them, and then I learned I have this USA car buying service. The USA car buying app was really helpful. All the information was laid out right there. I was able to see the savings that I qualified for. It makes your life so much easier when you have to purchase a car. So I've been telling everybody.
USAA car buying service powered by TrueCar, exclusively for USAA members.
This is it right here. Snap's good. The whole kick. Oh! The kick is. Oh! The Mountaineers are going to try to take it back to the big house. John fell in the big house. Wow! The Mountaineers have just beat the Michigan Wolverines.
There's Coach Satterfield. He was the offensive coordinator that day, calling the plays as the two teams exchanged blows. And remember this about that upset. Appalachian State was an FCS team back in that day. Now they've stepped up with the big boys. This is an FBS team that leads Tennessee in Knoxville by 7 points. The punter will kick it away. Bentley Critcher. They have a new field goal man who kicked that extra point, Michael Rubino. Critcher will kick it away, and there is the dangerous Evan Berry. Punter with a strong leg. Well, it is time now to take a look at Josh Dobbs. The 6'3" senior looks up at that scoreboard and trails.
Yeah, well, he's a true dual threat quarterback, Brent. He has tremendous arm strength, can make all the throws. I think he's been more dangerous as a runner earlier in his career. The speed to take it the distance, he can break tackles. I think Josh Dobbs has to improve his accuracy throwing deep down the field, though. Last year, only 1 for 12 on throws where the ball traveled more than 30 yards in the air. They've got to have more explosive plays in the passing game this season to give themselves the balance they want if they're going to compete for an SEC championship.
Package 3 receivers to the right, and they come back with their 1,000-yard runner, Hurd. Look at that effort. Number 51, Fuller, lost his helmet, has to leave for a play, making the stop. Tennessee playing with a little tempo. 2nd down and 8. First pass of the game is complete, and it goes to his tight end, Ethan Wolf. Jalen Hurd is one of the fine running backs out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. 1,200 yards last year, and here they come again. This time Hurd does get the carry.
No doubt about it, Brent. Tennessee wants to run the football. They have a huge size advantage up front on the offensive line. Per man, on average, they outweigh Appalachian State's D-line by 50 pounds per person.
Aeronautical engineering, that's what Dobbs majors in. He can run a hurry-up offense with the best of them. There's the pass to Hurd for the first down on the outside. Look at how quickly they are established. Let me correct, that was Preston Williams, number 7 on the outside. I think I said it was Hurd.
Right here, Brent, you see the size comparison right now in the trenches in this game. Obviously, that favors Tennessee, and that's something that has to demonstrate itself here tonight.
4 wideouts, 3 are stacked. Quarterback's right, giving to Hurd, and he is stopped. Terrific linebackers, Eric Boggs and Johnny Law.
And I like this from the Mountaineer defense because they're gang tackling. Here's the preseason Sun Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He's an excellent tackler in the open field, but Jalen Hurd at 6'4", 240, you're not going to bring him down with one guy. Nice job swarming to the football by the App State defense.
2nd down and 10. Dobbs goes back to Williams on the outside for another first down. So Preston Williams is a sophomore from Hampton, Georgia.
So right now, App State playing with 2 new starters at cornerback, and you can tell they're giving a lot of cushion and a lot of respect to these Tennessee wide receivers. Those are easy pitches and catches for Josh Dobbs to take advantage of, and he's done that here on the first drive.
Volunteers show a little bit of a different look now as they spread 3 receivers to the left, and they empty the backfield for Dobbs. Kamara has checked in. He's there in the slot on the right. He's another tremendous running back and an outstanding receiver. They'll bring him in motion. Josh keeps it. Gilchrist with the tackle that time. And we mentioned these linebackers. 61 tackles, 72 tackles, 104 tackles, 63 tackles a year ago. And one of the best names in all of college football, Johnny Law, Southern linebacker.
You're going to be saying that name a lot tonight, too.
2nd down and 7. Play action. High and incomplete. His favorite target, Josh Malone, and he threw that ball a little bit high.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, Brent. When you have opportunities like this down the field, Josh Malone open, and he's 6'3". He's a big guy anyway with green grass. That's a ball that Josh Dobbs has to get down, give his receiver an opportunity to make the play. You haven't seen enough of that from Dobbs earlier in his Tennessee career, and I think that has to change this season.
3rd down and 7. They're at the Mountaineers' 38-yard line. And they pick up the first down, going back to Williams. So Preston Williams has become a big target so far here early in the game.
And again, I think too much respect given by the Mountaineer cornerbacks outside. That's 3rd and long, and Mondo Williams, number 4, the JUCO transfer, is playing way off of Williams.
Pump fake to the outside, now goes deep end zone. Josh Malone, no interference. Side judge was right there, one of the 8 SEC officials on the field, and that was freshman Clifton Duck they challenged. Folks, he's going to be a good.
And he's a guy, though, that is going to get challenged a lot tonight, Brent. Only a true freshman at 5'10". He's giving up 5 inches in height to Josh Malone. That time Josh Dobbs found the matchup he wanted, but very good coverage by the confident true freshman corner.
On 2nd and 10, Hurd, the running back, gets to the edge, and a fine run as he turned the corner, and he's out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Jalen Hurd looks to me a lot like Eddie George in stature. And take a look at this stiff arm, 6'4", 240, and that's Caleb Fuller that gets a stiff arm right in the face. Not an easy guy to bring down. We talked about that earlier. App State has to do a good job pursuing the football and gang tackle.
Hurd just shy of the 5.
This is an area of the field that App State was so good in a year ago. They were the best red zone defense, only allowing opponents to score points on 63% of their possessions. They've got 8 starters back on this side of the ball. Very, very confident group. Right now they need to bow up and try and hold Tennessee to a field goal and try to maintain some of this momentum here playing on the road.
2nd and goal. Tripped up, and that was Johnny Law again.
This is an area of the field that Josh Dobbs' legs can really be a big factor here. Deep down inside the 10-yard line, he's dangerous, whether it's on designed runs or scrambles. And I know in a game like this, I don't think Tennessee wants to run Dobbs overly. They won't run him too much and save the hits. This is an area, though, App State's got to be careful keying on number 11.
Time, high, caught Williams, and an answer by the Volunteers. Hold on. They're saying he was out of bounds.
I don't think he maintained and controlled possession all the way through the catch. I think the true freshman corner, Clifton Duck, did a great job regardless getting his hands on this. Let's first see if he gets the first foot down, which he does. He gets 2 down. But look at that left arm there by Clifton Duck, the true freshman. He popped it loose. That's a great defensive play.
Instant replay. They got to call a timeout. Butch has got to call a timeout on this. If instant replay doesn't stop it, I'm stopping it if I'm a coach. That looked like a clean. That looked like a clean catch, didn't it? Or is it?
That's really close. Well, you know, his knee actually, I think, touched.
Here he's got it. He comes down. Does he have control of it?
All the way through the process, making an comment to the game. I don't know if he did, Brian.
Well, he certainly called that timeout to make sure that the fellas in the booth took a look at it, and he had a question for them, and now Butch is walking away to discuss it even more with the referee.
Good throw by Dobbs right out in front. He's got 2 hands on it, and the foot comes down, but the thing is he's got to possess and control it all the way through the process.
I'm calling your touchdown.
Okay, now it's important to mention, too. Now,
these guys may not agree with
well,
it.
And remember, in the SEC now, back in the video center in Birmingham, Alabama, they now have got 3 more instant replay officials taking a look at this to help out the referees here. Give them a different look.
They've reviewed, and they're giving it. So they had a chance to take a look at it. It's a 23-yard field goal that is being set up. It was not an official review, remember. The game was not stopped by the officials. So instant replay said he did not maintain possession of the ball all the way through the catch. And remember, we have got an extra set of eyes in instant replay back in Birmingham, okay? So everybody confirmed that that was not a touchdown. Settling for a field goal.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like the power to earn All-State reward points every time I drive. Want my number? And cash back for driving safe. N means getting more from your car insurance with DriveWise.
It's good to be in good hands.
What happens when a classic Philly sandwich meets the DQ oven? You get fire-roasted, steak-loaded, oven-hot, basil cheese focaccia Philly fandom. DQ Bakes new artisan-style Philly, hot and melty on basil cheese focaccia bread. Only at your DQ.
Attention, Holiday Inn Express guests! Everyone, go back to bed. Repeat, everyone, back to bed. My new snooze-a-palooza's in full effect. That means late breakfast. Check out till noon. So sleep in, baby! Snooze-a-palooza's gonna be great.
Definitely.
What?
Definitely.
Definitely! High fives all around! Yeah!
You're eating, okay.
Late breakfast and check out till noon. Just what your weekend needs.
Hey, it's been crazy with school being back, so we are constantly going over our data limit.
Oh, well, now all our new plans come with no data overages.
Wow, no more overages?
So that means...
Go on, say it.
We'll finally be in control.
And we're back.
Introducing new AT&T plans with no data overage charges.
I'm Nick. That's my brother Brett. We make Johnsonville sausage every day. 100% premium pork, no fillers.
That's right, no fillers.
We're heading to SEC country to earn our fans one bite at a time.
So get fired up for game day made the Johnsonville way.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. It's good to be in good hands. And in part by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Earlier, the ball walk. The team arrives at Neyland Stadium. Crowd in excess of 100,000 on hand on a beautiful Thursday night. 7-3. Minier thought that Tennessee had a possible tying touchdown, but instant replay said they agree with the call on the field. Did not maintain possession all the way to the ground. Capel is back deep again. Runs up to the 4. And going thrown down back by the 10. So watch the key. Did he maintain control all the way to the ground? Says the fellows in the instant replay. There he's got it. Down he goes. They're saying that it was coming out before he hit the ground. And Greg Sankey, the fine commissioner of the SEC, sent this earlier. That's the SEC Video Center replay collaboration in Birmingham. And they have just collaborated that it was a good call, regardless of what one announcer thinks. First down and 10 now on the 14-yard line. Jalen Moore is the running back. Moore to the right. This youngster's got great future. That was a tremendous ability to stay on your feet and have the vision. They really praise this redshirt freshman from Shelby as we go down now to the field, and Laura Rutledge. Laura?
Brent, App State was looking for a way to deal with the noise they knew they would encounter here in Neyland Stadium. Taylor Land, the quarterback, said they've been practicing with a silent cadence for the last couple of weeks. They felt like that was the best way to communicate. And now when App State knocked off Michigan in 07, they told us, Satterfield said they just practiced it right before the game. So I think they wanted to be a little more prepared with that this time around, guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's a first down on that fine run by Jalen Moore. And now a timeout is called by the Volunteers defense. And on that first drive, obviously was set up by the fumble punt against Butch Jones. But this offensive line for the Mountaineers, don't go to sleep on those fellas. Jesse's going to talk about that line when we come back.
UMass, Florida, Saturday at 7:30 on the SEC ESPN network.
Every game day begins somewhere. Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home.
Well, thanks so much for being here today. And it's
Coach looks great today.
Friendly faces out there.
Looks like Coach is having a tough time making the right style call, so he's bringing in an expert.
No.
Built for comfort.
After a series of questionable calls, what are the chances he can pull out a W?
He's got a great sense of style.
Hey, buddy. Looking good. You know what we gotta do, right? Let's go. Come on. Not. You're a good driver. But that's not. Get in the car. No. I don't think I should do this. Just get in the car! No.
We needed to hire someone, but it was really tough finding people that had the right experience.
I was spending half my day just reading resumes.
To hire great people, go to ZipRecruiter.com and post to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with one click. Then, easily select the best candidates from one list.
I'm seeing a lot more candidates with the right experience.
We have gotten consistently better results from ZipRecruiter than anywhere else.
Over 800,000 businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/offer33.
Appalachian State is located in Boone, North Carolina, the Blue Ridge Mountains of western Carolina. Population just over 18,000. And yes, it was named after the famous pioneer, Daniel Boone. And I just bet you one thing. It is a great place to raise children. Never been there, but I love how these guys play football, talking to their coaches. They got a lead now. They're a 3-touchdown underdog, and they've got the lead. Little trickeration to Hopkins, and he's thrown back by an aggressive defensive back. That is Micah Abernathy, one of the new safeties this year.
We talked about the speed that Tennessee possesses all over the field and how App State likes to try and get the option game going. They get Deltron Hopkins in motion here at wide receiver in the slot. He's going to end up being the pitch man. And just watch number 22 here close and make an open tackle in the field. Beautiful play on defense.
Picking up the aggression. By the way, Tennessee burned its second timeout. Remember, Butch used one to make sure that instant replay looked at that non-touchdown. So it's second down and 11 for Taylor Lamb. Play action. Incomplete. Did not fool the entire defense that time. There was pressure coming, and that was great Derek Barnett.
I really like him, Brent. This guy is an All-America caliber player who I think is the total package. At 6'3", 265 pounds. He's strong, can play the run. He can collapse the pocket and push linemen backwards, but he's also got the quickness in the bend to get around the outside. And right now, lined up at the top of the screen to the field, App State has to have a plan for him. He's lined up right here.
Moore is moved to the other side of the formation with Lamb. Play clock running down. They threw the swing, and Moore should have handled it. Dropped ball, punting again.
And a great jump by Derek Barnett on the snap. I think it kind of surprised Taylor Lamb that he was in the backfield as quick as he was. Look, he just gets a great jump, runs right around the right tackle, Bo Nunn, and Taylor Lamb had to get rid of that quickly. Could not throw it as accurately as he may have liked. Tennessee's defense forced the punt. You see that right there? Again. Right here, Brent. Only player in Tennessee to ever have 20 sacks in his first 2 years. That includes the great Reggie White. That's pretty good.
And the great Doug Atkins. Although they probably didn't keep track of sacks back in Doug's career, now that I think about it. 4th down and 11. Sutton does not fumble this one. It doesn't get very far either. That was good coverage by the Mountaineers. Out of the 31. Well, Saturday. What a huge weekend, folks. It was a great opening weekend of college football. And on the SEC network, South Alabama, Mississippi State. Mississippi State, that's where we play Dak Prescott. Louisiana Tech and Arkansas. Arkansas lost some talent on offense. UMass will play Florida. What about the Gators this year, Jess?
Yeah, big question mark there, I think, on offense, especially at the quarterback position. Del Rio takes over as the starter. Started his career at Alabama, then transferred to Oregon State. He's a guy that's played an offensive coordinator, Doug Nussmeier's system before, but defense never seems to be the question mark in Gainesville. It's on the other side of the ball.
Kamara leads the way as Dobbs keeps it himself. So I mentioned how great this weekend has turned out to be. The best opening weekend I can ever remember. I mean, there's not a bad game on the board on there. Just take a look at that lineup. Jess and I are going to go down to Auburn. Miss Eloise is cooking, and so is Tennessee trying to cook as they flip it back to the outside. That's one good thing I like about an announcer, that hurry up, don't have to use all those promos. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got to keep your eyes on the game.
Let's
That's
play some
right,
ball.
partner. I know, no doubt about it. Tennessee right now trying to go fast, and again, right there, seeing App State's defense scramble and rush to the football, setting up a big third down. Now, they're undersized up front on the defensive line. We talked about that, but they've got quick athletes that like to move and stunt and twist. Here's an opportunity to see if they can get in the backfield, see if they can force an early throw from Josh Dobbs.
Great time, almost picked off by Duck.
Clifton Duck is all over the field. There's no way this guy is a true freshman. Just doing a great job with route recognition. You see, he gets his eyes on the slot. He sees the outbreaking route and attacks the football. He started 4 years, Brent, at Butler High School in North Carolina. He played against a lot of future D1 wide receivers. Doesn't seem like he's afraid of this environment right now.
Forcing a punt. Capel is back deep. He's standing on Appalachian State 20. Oh, he should have had the fair catch.
That's kick-catch interference. I think that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. The defender
He took a tough blow.
Sure did.
Well, I'll take another look at it, but I said to myself that the speed was coming down the field. Oh, signal for a fair catch, young man. It's going to work out for them, but take a look at this. I don't think that was catch interference, but Reeves Maben got down there. Look at that.
Well, the rule
He's
is
over a yard away from it.
Yeah, that's the gray area there, because by the rule book, you got to give the receiver a yard. You can't be within the framework of his shoulders.
Personal foul, kick-catch interference with targeting of the team. 15-yard penalty from the smaller foul. The play is under further review.
And that's huge, because Jalen Reeves-Maben really is the heart and soul of this defense. So you're looking at targeting. Do you have a defenseless player? Yeah, absolutely you do.
Yeah, and this is the area. It's a tough area, folks. You do want to protect the health of the players in this situation. Ooh. We all get it. Maben thought he was standing up taller when he came. He certainly did not mean to come and get him with his helmet. But you've got to call that.
Yeah, you do.
You really have to protect the players. There's no question about this.
If you're just going off the rule book, that is textbook targeting. Right?
I feel really badly for Reeves-Maben.
Yeah. But forcible contact to a defenseless player made to the head or neck area. That was basically
they also are communicating. They are communicating back in Birmingham, and I'm sure they're going to confirm this. As this is what it was, and not only that, he's ejected from the game.
And he is. Yeah, for the rest of this game, absolutely.
He's out of this game.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 21 is disqualified from the ball game.
I really feel for the young man, because to me the first mistake that was made was the return man should have been signaling for a fair catch. There was speed coming from every direction for Tennessee. That's a tough break for Butch, but they've got to protect the players. That is a very important thing, and I get why they're doing it. Reeves-Maben, one of the captains this year, passed up the NFL to come back. He was coming in trying to make the tackle. Return man gets down low on him. The helmet comes in on him. You'll see it here again. It's just like Jesse said, it's textbook. So the penalty brings the ball up to the 34. And now the Mountaineers with a 7-3 lead, and on the way out, one more chance to fire up the crowd. That option and going nowhere is Barber. They'd like to use those receivers on the outside, and Tennessee is adjusting to that. And Reeves-Maybin is still firing up this huge crowd. And I get it, young man. I get it. They had to do it.
I think they need some juice, though, Brent. I think that's what he's trying to give the crowd right now. You've had a couple things go against their way, obviously, with an early turnover on special teams, which led to an App State score. And now your leader on defense, and the heart and soul of that defense, ejected because of targeting. Tennessee's got to find a way to recapture some of this momentum, and the crowd now getting back in the game.
Yeah, so a timeout is going to be called by Appalachian State. 2:27 remaining in the opening quarter. Appalachian State 7, Tennessee 3.
Woo, you got this party hopping. Plasma blender. What you powering all this with?
Honda EU 2000. Lightweight, reliable, super quiet. Can't beat them. What about you?
Grandpa. He's been going strong for 82 years. I gotta go.
Nothing powers your party like a Honda. Honda generators. Very smart.
Bass Pro Shops is the place for huge savings with 2 great sales going on now. Free family fun this weekend. Plus, now's the time to check out America's favorite boats with clearance savings of up to $5,000 on remaining 2016 models.
Dollar Shave Club. Best club I've ever joined. Quality products.
Ladies and gentlemen, the shave's so good you'll get carried away.
Well, for Tennessee, it's been a tough night. Fumble punt led to a touchdown. What they thought was a touchdown was called incomplete. And then targeting on the leading tackler from a year ago. Now let's remember one thing about this Tennessee team. A year ago, they couldn't hold up in the fourth quarter. All right. Now here tonight, they're struggling in the first quarter. We're going to see. We're going to test this team perhaps a little harder than they thought they were going to be tested here. Jesse Palmer called it. He said Appalachian State had some really good athletes. They collide, though, that time. Misplay in the backfield, and Barnett was in on top of it. But you can see the quarterback and the running back are not on the same page.
Yeah, just too much quickness. Again, a great jump off the ball by Barnett. Way too fast for the right tackle, Bo Nunn. And that's a couple times now we've seen number 9 in the backfield wreaking havoc. A sign of things to come all year.
Barnett coming in, the running back says, you know, I'm going to hit my quarterback rather than him.
That's a good idea.
Third down and 14. Screen and a little bit high. Moore jumps back on it.
It was the right play call for App State, anticipating Tennessee's blitz, which they got. But again, the second time, a couple series on a big third down, they just can't execute the pitch and catch. Give the runner Jalen Moore an opportunity in the open field. Nice job by the Tennessee defense after losing their leading tackler a year ago to stiffen up in 3 straight downs and force a punt.
So Sutton waits another one. This time the fair catch at the 27-yard line. So we mentioned the losses by the Volunteers last year, and you can see here against Oklahoma they went 2 overtimes. It didn't hold a lead. In Gainesville didn't hold a lead. Lost a close one to Arkansas. They went down to Alabama. They actually led Alabama in the fourth quarter. 4 losses by 17 total points.
A big reason, Brent, they just didn't have depth at key positions to hold on late in games. They blew 3 double-digit fourth quarter leads during those losses. I think that's something that Butch Jones thinks he finally has this year. More competitive depth at key positions. They're going to have to use some of that depth now after losing Reeves-Maybin at linebacker.
Hurd is back, 74 total yards here in the opening quarter. And that's Williams again.
Careful. And they're challenging Clifton Duck, who had another good break on that ball. I'm very impressed with this young true freshman early in this game. He's being challenged often, but he's rising to the occasion.
You know, they lost a good corner.
Sure did.
And he's going to redshirt this year and be back next year. And meanwhile, chance here for the freshman, and that's Hurd bursting for the first down.
They need to get this going more. North-south. This big bruising tailback, Jalen Hurd, that can wear a defense down.
$19 plays for Tennessee to 15 for App here in the opening quarter. Under pressure. Josh shakes a tackle, but not the second one. They broke through that offensive line. Sims, number 42, was in on top of the quarterback.
It was Myquan Stout at nose guard right over the center that really made this play. Got a great pass rush move on the center, Coleman Thomas, and that flushed Josh Dobbs north. Again, talked about this quick athletic front from App State, showing you right now that athleticism. Josh Dobbs, not an easy quarterback to get to the ground, but I think App State's defense, their coordinator Nate Woody, they like their speed.
2nd and 18. Drops it off to Williams.
We talked about this Tennessee offense, Brent, needing to take the next step in the passing game to achieve the balance they'll need to win an SEC championship. And it's these critical down and distances, 3rd down, being efficient and trying to move the chains. Now, obviously, 3rd and 18, not a lot of plays for offensive coordinator Mike DeBoard to go to here. We talked about you wanting to see increased accuracy from Dobbs, especially throwing the ball deep down the field. It's a big down right now.
Deflected, incomplete. Hurd had slipped out as the receiver. Another 4th down. So this Appalachian State defense has bottled up the Volunteers here in the first quarter. A 3-touchdown underdog. Lost 41-10 to Clemson last year, but hanging tough against the Volunteers of the SEC. After 1 quarter, the Mountaineers lead 7-3.
Coach Smart has a difficult decision to make. Should he pick the wrong shade, this could prove disastrous.
I need a whole new set of red ties, but none of these are Georgia red. What do you think?
He's going to the mascot, which is a tried and true approach. It often yields positive results, but if he's not careful here, this could backfire.
Bingo.
And it's good. Crisis averted.
Life happens. Whether it's car trouble, medical bills, or other expenses, Check Into Cash has a new flexible loan solution. Introducing the Flex Loan. The Flex Loan is an open line of credit. You control how much you borrow with flexible payment options. If you need a payday advance, we offer those too, because true flexibility is the ability to choose. For life's little emergencies, we're your one-stop money shop.
If you suffer with allergies, you know no 2 days feel the same. With full prescription strength Nasacort, even on your worst days, relief can be yours. You see, antihistamines target only one response your body has to allergens. Nasacort stops a broader range for more effective relief of your worst nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion, for 24 hours. And it's scent-free, alcohol-free, and has no harsh taste. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable. Guaranteed, or your money back.
This biscuit isn't perfect. It's got its highs and lows. And because it's made by hand, it will never be duplicated. Just like a unique snowflake. A unique steak, egg, and cheese-filled snowflake. The steak, egg, and cheese biscuit or burrito with steak, fluffy egg, and cheese. Only at Hardee's.
Being a part of the Southeastern Conference, it means more than you might think. It means the heart of a home. The heart of campus. In the heart of town. In the heart of an entire state. It means A1. And day 2. It's taking the field, every field, by storm. It's camping out for a week for a practice. It's a single gesture and a double major. It means all in the family, all together, and all alone. And it is so not a phase. Whatever it is, here, it just means more.
UMass, Florida, Saturday at 7:30 on the SEC ESPN network.
Welcome back to Knoxville. 7-3 Appalachian State leading Tennessee as you take a look at our game summary. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt has just kicked a field goal to take a 3-0 lead on South Carolina in an SEC conference game unfolding tonight. Capel is back deep for this punt for the Mountaineers. And the fair catch at the 24. We go back down to Laura down below.
Brent, Jalen Reeves-Maben, not only an important player on this defense, but also an important play caller and signal caller out there on the field. So Willie Martinez, who communicates with the defense from Bob Shoop up in the booth down here on the field, telling Cam Sutton he has to step up from a communication standpoint, telling the rest of the defense to look for Cam Sutton for what they would have gotten from Reeves-Maben, guys.
That's a big change, Laura, that you don't anticipate having to do, especially in week 1. This early in the game. So let's see how Tennessee's defense is able to respond to that.
Marcus Cox, very elusive runner, picking his way again. He has been really tough for Tennessee to tackle.
That's really what they do, Brent. They run the ball. Last year, 6th in the nation, 271 rushing yards a game, because they're deep at running back with guys like Marcus Cox and Jalen Moore. You've got a quarterback in Taylor Lamb we've already seen in the option game that can be effective, and an athletic offensive line that can run. They can climb up into the second level of defenses to get a hat on a hat, open up some of these lanes.
Right back with it again. Trying to battle for the first down. Bynum making the stop. Appalachian State, as we told you, lost a game early to Clemson. Wound up with an 11-2 record. Won a Camellia Bowl in dramatic fashion late against Ohio. It was the first bowl game in school history. That year that they beat Michigan, they won the FCS championship, and guess who they beat? Delaware, and a quarterback by the name of Joe Flacco. There's a little history over there in Boone, North Carolina. Here comes that end around, that sweep that they use again. Hopkins on that quick pitch from the quarterback.
And really nice misdirection here by App State, because they line up in an unbalanced formation. That's a tackle. Victor Johnson, who's normally playing left tackle, lined up at tight end. So everybody on Tennessee thinks the ball is going to be run to the right. All of a sudden, they bring back the slot receiver, Deltron Hopkins, on the jet sweep the other way. Nice little wrinkle in the run game you're seeing here from co-offensive coordinators Sean Clark and Frank Ponce.
Come right back. Different receiver, and Capel gets the first down.
Doing a nice job getting different people involved in the running game. It's not just running backs, it's not just the quarterback Taylor Lamb, but you've seen multiple receivers now touch the ball as well, and this really seems to have Tennessee on their heels a little bit here on this drive.
54 rush yards for App already today. They have 85 total yards to Tennessee's 79, by the way. First down and 10. Cox cuts back to the middle and bobbled, but I think he grabbed it again and controlled the ball. But he finds daylight about as well as a lot of these running backs in the SEC. I mean, he really picks his spots to attack.
And you're seeing this unbalanced line again from App State, and this zone blocking scheme. That's really the bread and butter of what they do in the running game, trying to get a hat on a hat and linemen into the second level, working off double teams. And they've got two running backs, and Marcus Cox and Jalen Moore, that do a really good job with vision, putting their foot in the ground, getting north.
Scott Satterfield calling the plays over there on the sideline. The head coach. Taylor Lamb is a junior. And this time Tennessee ready for number 14.
And Cortez McDowell, Jalen Reeves Maben's backup, makes the play. That's good news for Tennessee's defense. We talked about this team and Butch Jones believing they have better depth at key positions. That's a good sign for this defense right now, and a backup player making a stop. He's going to see a lot of snaps here in this game. See the crowd now on big 3rd and 1, getting back into it.
Lamb is a good runner in this situation. Incomplete, and that was terrific coverage. App wanted interference on it, but Golden, a backup linebacker, did a terrific job. Number 7 that time, as you see him coming off the field.
Sean Golden is a guy that missed last year because of a foot injury, was originally their starting nickel. And watching this in real time, I thought he might have gotten there just a tad early, but you look at it again on replay, I think he timed that perfect. Ball's in the air, right on.
And guess what, folks? When you're a 3-touchdown underdog, go for it on 4th and 1. You've got nothing to lose. 4th down and 1. Love this call. 1st down. Rolled over and hit the tight end Barrett Burns, who's been rather quiet tonight. But he figures prominently, and what a gutsy call by that man right there.
I love the call, and Barrett Burns is a guy that they like to sneak out of the backfield. He's listed as a tight end, but spends a lot of his time at fullback. Critical down and distance, so you see them fake the handoff, and Burns is able to outflank both defenders. You know, last year, he only had 15 catches. 8 of those went for touchdowns, though, so he's a guy, 3rd and 4th and short, and down in the red zone, they like to use.
Yeah, bring the chains across. I thought the naked eye that he had it, but here comes the official measurement.
Very impressed right now, though, with Scott Satterfield and his team. They just have not looked wide-eyed at all tonight in all 3 phases of the game.
Lamb is 5 of 10 for 32 yards. They start off with that running game, and you can see that offensive and defensive lines, that meeting there, and Appalachian State was not yielding. That's Collins, Colmar, Johnson, Gossett, and Nunn down there in that offensive line in front of Lamb. Now, Tyson Fernandez has checked in, and he was one of the nose guards. So there's a story for you. Number 72 is in that line right now.
This play lasted a long time. You've got a running back, Marcus Cox, in the middle, probably about, I don't know, 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of beef, pushing him in every which way. It's been a physical game early.
Moore replaces Cox, so number 25, the redshirt freshman from Shelby, North Carolina, on the field for the Mountaineers.
Gotta hurry up.
That is Moore right there. One of the things that's going on when Jesse Palmer said you got to hurry up, and folks, the Mountaineers are going to bring that clock down. When you're a big underdog and you're playing in this environment, Satterfield knows one of the ways to stay with it. Run the play clock down, shorten this game as much as possible. He's got a 7-3 lead right now, and that play clock has come down inside of 5 seconds several times that we've been watching.
Look at the ball control difference here, Brian. They've possessed it for already over 12 minutes and 25 plays.
Lamb will keep it for the first down. I don't know if it was designed that way, but when he saw it was not a perfect snap, he kind of grabbed it off the left shoulder and took off.
Yeah, and just kind of showing you that moxie, the ability to just kind of make it work. The snap takes him way to his left, which took him off of his mark. his aiming point in the run game, and still, again, not a big guy, 200 pounds, but he's not afraid to get his nose dirty and get north. Another big first down for the Mountaineers.
Son of a coach. He grew up around football. Play action by Lamb's got to throw back to the other side, and caught by Cox is loose. Dives in zone. Touchdown. Holy Toledo.
Wow. What an impressive drive by the Mountaineers, and this Vols crowd is in shock. It was a tremendous catch, back shouldered, perfectly placed throw, and somehow is able to fight off the linebacker, or the defensive end, sorry, Corey Vereen, stay on his feet, and then nice job keeping his feet in bounds. Nice job in execution by quarterback Taylor Lamb.
Off to the right with that extra point. No good. First big mistake that can come back to haunt you. But for the time being, the underdog is howling big time in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Forge of Empires. Develop your own city from the Stone Age to modernity. Available in the App Store and at FOE.tv. Forge of Empires. Play now.
You're here to buy a car. What would help is simply being able to recognize a fair price. TrueCar has pricing data on every make and model. So all you have to do is search for the car you want. There it is. Now you're an expert in less than a minute. This is TrueCar.
Dollar Shave Club. Best club I've ever joined. Quality products.
Ladies and gentlemen, the shave's so good you'll get carried away.
Dollar Shave Club is the best thing that's happened to me.
Security. You know. I know. The new PCs are so secure you can use your face as your password.
And yet here you are in a truck full of money with no money.
You know about it. Now do something about it. Upgrade to a new PC.
You've secured the entire block, but not your PC.
Wait, no, my computer! Oh, wait!
What are we running after?
Like stupid old computer.
Well, if it's so old, why are you chasing it? It is slow, weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
I know. Today's PCs are faster and lighter. I know.
So why are we still running?
I don't know.
You know about it. Now do something about it. Upgrade to a new PC.
Oh, Charlie horse, call for help. Call for help.
Help.
Stop.
33-yard touchdown pass after converting on a 4th and 1 stuns Tennessee 13-3. A missed extra point following the Mountaineers' second touchdown of this game, and the pressure has been turned up. There's a lot of coaches watching this game here tonight, and I know one staff that is saying, oh my, they got our attention. That's the Miami Hurricane staff.
Right.
In 2 weeks, they travel to Boone, North Carolina to play the Mountaineers in the biggest game ever in Boone, North Carolina. Kickoff by that punter who's got a big leg out of the end zone. It'll come out on the 25-yard line, Jess.
On that touchdown, Brent, App State caught Tennessee in the perfect defense. They're blitzing from the field, which puts Corey Vereen, a defensive end, out into coverage. And on this play, he got isolated with Marcus Cox. Cox just too quick running the wheel. Taylor Lamb back shoulder throw under duress. Corey Vereen is a D lineman. He's not used to covering people. He never could turn around and locate the football, and a great effort by Marcus Cox at the end. It was a tremendous job, just making the catch, keeping his feet in bounds, and then the effort to get into the end zone.
That came on a first down after the 4th and 1 kept the drive alive as Satterfield makes the call. And now with Hurd in that backfield, bullying straight ahead, powerful run out to about the 32-yard line.
You can kind of see App State, they're just trying to slow down the running game enough, but they don't want to give up any explosive runs, obviously, but they're going to try and make Josh Dobbs beat them throwing the football.
Second and 2, and Hurd for the first down.
And I love this idea by Tennessee because they've got one of the best tailback duos in the entire country in Big Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara, the Alabama transfer. And if I'm Tennessee right now, down 10 points midway through the second quarter, tote the rock.
Doing just that after he slipped. Hurd still came through with about a 2-yard gain. Boggs, the leading tackler a year ago, with the stop. Well, Saturday, SEC Nation traveling over to College Station. There's their new crew. Maria Taylor, longtime sideline reporter for us, will anchor, and Paul Feinbaum, and that baseball fella. Do I recognize that fella in the middle?
Right.
Timmy Tebow. He'll be Marcus Spears, of course. Well, here's the handoff to Kamara. He is now, and Jesse, it appears that Butch and the staff have said, "Oh, saddle up the running game. Let's get one back at a time. Let's get this to a manageable 3-point difference."
And just get back to what they do, right? I mean, they ran the ball 66% of the time a year ago with great success, and now doing that on this drive, they're setting up manageable third down situations. We've seen multiple 3rd and longs already, but they haven't been able to convert.
Four receivers for Josh. Has great time, snaps it off, and second effort, first down. Kamara, good receiver. So there's Mike DeBoard calling the plays up above. Now, an interesting story as you see their ranks under DeBoard calling the play. Mike DeBoard was on Lloyd Carr's staff when Appalachian State came in and shocked the Wolverines in Ann Arbor. Mike DeBoard knows how good some of these athletes are here on the Mountaineers, and keeping it is Dobbs and nothing doing. Those linebackers are good, Jess.
Well, they're good, and this defensive line is moving around and making it difficult for Tennessee offensive linemen to get a hat on him. That tight number 40, Nathaniel Norwood, on a huge stunt coming around, able to make the stop. Again, undersized, but very, very athletic, and they're giving Tennessee's offensive line now all they can handle.
Nothing explosive from Tennessee yet. Hurd back. Thrown down by an aggressive Mountaineer defense that time. Stout and Sims lead the way, and we've had the fans who've traveled here from Boone, and just how excited they must be right now with their team leading a 3-touchdown favored Tennessee Volunteer Club. Dobbs escapes to the right and hits Malone with the pass. The ability to move his feet and run saved that.
But it's going to come back, Brian. I think Brett Kendrick, the right tackle, I think held as Josh Dobbs was trying to scramble to his right. There was a bit of a jailbreak in the middle of that offensive line that forced him outside, but I think a penalty is going to bring this one back.
Holding, number 63 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, third down.
Yeah, you got a good glimpse of it there, Jess. Just what you call. Brett Kendrick was injured for much of last season. The Volunteers come into this game having won their last 6 a year ago. They closed out with an impressive clubbing of Northwestern in their bowl game.
But Brent, just not enough big plays in the passing game for the Vols, and now penalties setting up 3rd and 21. Not a lot of play calls again for Mike DeBoard here. I think if you're App State, you're laying everybody back in a big prevent defense, expecting zone or draw or a screen.
They would love to get the ball back here. around the 5-minute mark. There is just what you said. Set up the screen with Hurd. And he gets to the 45-yard line, and that's going to bring down another punt by the Volunteers. They've been unable to get anything going. Their only drive of the game, what they thought was a touchdown, was overruled by instant replay. Well, I should say the official on the field made the call that he did not keep possession all the way to the ground. Capel is back deep again, number 16 for the Mountaineers. Trevor Daniel punts it away. And fair catch back in the 8-yard line. 4:35 remaining in the first half. Tennessee River. Folks, you can bring your boat to this stadium.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like finding new ways to be taken care of.
Home, car, life insurance, obviously.
But with added touches you can't get everywhere else, like claim-free rewards?
Or safe driving bonus checks.
Oh, yes. Even a claim satisfaction guarantee.
In means protection plus unique extras. Only from an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be in good hands.
Honey, what are you doing?
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
The Ables opened a Regions home equity line of credit with an amazing rate, and the signs are everywhere. In the updated kitchen, and the refreshed bathroom, too. Regions' 2.99% introductory rate for 12 months can help you consolidate debt, pay for higher education, or renovate your home. We're here to assist you with quick decisions and helpful advice. As for the Ables, they're still going, with no signs of stopping. Ready to take your next step? Call 1-888-IN-A-SNAP for credit costs and terms.
If you suffer with allergies, you know no 2 days feel the same. With full prescription strength Nasacort, even on your worst days, relief can be yours. You see, antihistamines target only one response your body has to allergens. Nasacort stops a broader range for more effective relief of your worst nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion, for 24 hours. And it's scent-free, alcohol-free, and has no harsh taste. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable. Also look for children's Nasacort.
Well, tonight's Playing with Style is brought to you by Belk, Mr. Jessica.
Yeah, critical down and distances. Here's a big 4th down conversion. Taylor Lamb spitting it out to Barrett Burns in the flat. Another big 3rd down right here. Looked like it might have been a bit of a busted play that Taylor Lamb was able to make work. And then, of course, a perfect play call against a perfect defense. And just 2 guys making a play, and Taylor Lamb and Marcus Cox. And this is about as good a start to this game that I think head coach Scott Satterfield and his team could have hoped for.
Big 4.5 minutes for the Tennessee defense. Want to get the ball back and end this on a positive note. On the other side, the Mountaineers want to eat away at that clock. Moore is the running back. Here they come out to the 13-yard line on 1st down.
Yeah, Tennessee's front 7 has to find a way to slow down this running game on 1st and 2nd down and start creating 3rd and long situations and make Taylor Lamb throw the ball to beat them.
Now watch the play clock. There comes the signal. Obviously one of them a dummy signal from the sideline. Watch the play clock wind down. Down to 5 on 2nd down and 5, and then the snap. Moore, and here comes a 3rd down, and is this huge for Tennessee?
No doubt about it. And Brad, this is where Tennessee was so good a year ago. 2nd best 3rd down defense in the country, giving up only 28% of conversions. They need a big stop here, as you mentioned earlier. got to force a punt, giving the ball back to Josh Dobbs in great field possession to try and get a score. Because remember, Tennessee is going to receive first in the second half. So this is a huge down right now for the Vols defense.
Winding that clock down again. Satterfield wanted a timeout. Did he get it? Yes, he did. So he'll call a timeout.
Second charge timeout.
That's his second timeout. Tennessee's used a pair. We'll be right back.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'd never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
This Labor Day, discover the new Buick and get 20% below MSRP on all remaining 2016 Encore 1SB models. That's nearly $5,600 below MSRP on this Encore.
What happens when snacks meet the DQ oven? You get bacon-loaded, oven-melty, queso dip, first ever oven-hot snack menu. The new DQ Baked Snack Menu with oven-hot snacks under $2. Only at your DQ.
Hey, buddy. Looking good. You know what we gotta do, right? Let's go. Come on.
Not.
You're a good driver.
But that's
Get
not.
in the car.
No.
I don't think I should do this.
Just get in the car!
No.
Attention, Holiday Inn Express guests! Everyone, go back to bed! Repeat, everyone, back to bed! My new Snooze-a-Palooza's in full effect. That means late breakfast. Check out till noon. So sleep in, baby! Snooze-a-Palooza's gonna be great.
Definitely.
What?
Definitely.
Definitely! High fives all around! Yeah! You're eating, okay.
Late breakfast and check out till noon. Just what your weekend needs.
Coach Smart has a difficult decision to make. Should he pick the wrong shade, this could prove disastrous.
I need a whole new set of red ties, but none of these are Georgia red. What do you think?
He's going to the mascot, which is a tried and true approach. It often yields positive results, but if he's not careful here, this could backfire.
Bingo.
And it's good. Crisis averted.
When you need tires, you don't need a hassle. Trust the pros at Tire Pros. Get the right tires at the right price without being pushed into buying something you don't need. Take the hassle out of tire buying. Find your local dealer at TirePros.com.
UMass, Florida, Saturday at 7:30 on the SEC ESPN network.
Well, something new this year coming up at halftime. You can watch the live performance of Tennessee's Pride of the Southland Band on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming now on the ESPN app and on Watch ESPN. Some of the best bands in all the land. There'll be some Olympic athletes introduced during that ceremony. 11 of them from the University of Tennessee. Marcus Cox in here. Remember now, this is a 3rd down and 4. Not going to get it. Tennessee's going to get the ball back with plenty of time.
Well, it was the speed off the edge of Derek Barnett that forced the ball out of Lamb's hands early. Nice stop on 3rd down. Big play by their All-American candidate defensive end.
So we will take a break. And when you come back, Tennessee should have good field position.
Like to know how to fix a broken joint and make it as good as new without messy glue or exposed screws? Get the Craig Joinery System and create rock-solid wood joints as good or better than new. All you need is a drill and our Craig jig to perfectly position hidden pocket holes for ultra-strong joints without messy glue or exposed screws. A Craig jig will pay for itself fixing chairs, drawers, frames, and more. Craig offers a 90-day guarantee, so get your Craig jig at CraigJoining.com or at these and other fine retailers.
We gotta have great focus in here today. Let's roll, let's roll. It's football time.
SEC Inside.
It's where the game gets good. This is what we do every week in practice. Communicate.
Gets inside the game.
They came to see you. Give them what they want. Let's go.
Wednesday, it's an SEC Inside doubleheader. Vanderbilt at 7, followed by Texas A&M at 8 on the SEC ESPN.
Girl, I want to be with you all of the time. The only time I feel alright is by your side.
Amazing sleep stays with you all day and all night. Sleep Number beds adjust on both sides for your best sleep ever. Don't miss the biggest sale of the year. Right now, save 50% on the Labor Day limited edition bed plus 36-month financing. Hurry, ends Monday. No better sleep, only at a Sleep Number store.
If we do this right, your kids can live good. My kids can live good.
What? No, this is a great environment for you.
Welcome in. We'll see you for the Regions Bank halftime report. Dory, Chris, Booger, update South Carolina, Vandy, Grayson Lambert getting the nod for Kirby Smart. But what do you see with Tennessee?
A must-have drive right here for the Vols. Big one here.
Way too many mistakes by veteran leaders on this team.
They'll break this down further at halftime. Let's see what happens in the last couple minutes, guys.
Cameron Sutton is back deep. Appalachian State punting here at the 3-minute mark. Bentley Critcher, a senior punter, South Daytona, Florida. Fair catch at midfield. Right about the 49-yard line. Let's go down to Laura Rutledge. Laura?
Brent, Tennessee's offense can't stop talking about earlier in the game when they had what they thought was a touchdown and it was called back. They've continued to dwell on it on the sidelines, plenty of conversations about it, and they're saying it just hasn't been the same since then.
Got to be able to turn the page, Laura. Obviously, coaches talk all the time about facing adversity and being able to handle that. And Tennessee's faced their fair share tonight with a turnover on special teams and losing their leading tackler on defense to a targeting foul. But at the end of the day, there's still so much football left in this game. The leaders really got to take control of the sideline right now, get themselves back and focused.
Dobbs has not been dangerous as a runner when you saw those stats. Jalen Hurd is his running back. Deep, sliding for the reception that time was Josh Smith. Josh Dobbs puts it in overdrive.
A phenomenal catch by Josh Smith in a small window.
Hurd. Here comes the offense. This is his first catch of the game.
Yeah, Josh Smith, the guy that can line up outside and in the slot, running the post down the middle of the field, right around the defender who couldn't get turned around to locate the football. It wasn't a perfect throw, but a nice job going down and making a tough play. And that's something this Tennessee offense needed. Someone to step up and give them a spark.
Now, this is sort of interesting. Official review, did they try to stop it on the reception? Then that last play doesn't count. So if they're reviewing that catch, which is what they're saying, that run by Hurd doesn't count.
Well, and you saw Tennessee there trying to get lined up really quickly to get that play run, potentially to avoid the situation.
Now watch the football and the ground as he goes down.
See, I thought he had it on his body and got that left hand under it. Now, the football's allowed to touch the ground.
But the hand is under it.
If he has control of the ball, and I think in this case Josh Smith does. Now you need inconclusive video evidence to overturn this. Remember, the ruling on the field was that it's a catch. Is there anything in these replays that we see or the video center back in Birmingham or the replay officials here see? This will be your best view right here. Ooh.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That
from that angle there,
that angle
it
is
did
not
look
good.
Like, yeah, it
the
did
point
look like
of the ball
got
is
down.
coming down to the ground.
Right there. Yep.
The crowd has watched it on the big board, and the cheer you hear in the background, the Mountaineer fans have just seen the point of the football scrape the ground.
You can't see it from that angle. It's blocked.
It's that one angle.
And to me from there, Brent, it looks like that left arm is under the ball. From that angle there, it looks like the ball gets through the hands.
Into the ground.
Into the ground. You need indisputable video evidence to overturn this. This is a big play and a big call.
You're saying that's not indisputable?
I think it's tough, Brent. I really do.
Okay.
And then they're taking their time looking at this. From that angle there, I mean, it looks like the ball might skip the ground, the side of it, but to me, from that angle, it looks like he has control of it when the ball's touching the ground. Then again, you look closer. That is tough. From those angles, when you look closer, I think, yeah, I'm going to go incomplete. Man, oh man.
So if they have ruled that this is incomplete, you got to make sure where the ball was, where the line of scrimmage. Remember, they ran another play after this quickly. Now, Josh Dobbs ran as fast as he could to set the line of scrimmage. This is what he was fearful of, was a second look, and they're bringing the ball back. So they have overturned this. They're bringing it back to around the 49-yard line where this play started. That's where that punt,
after review,
the fair catch.
The ruling is the ball hit the ground, therefore the pass is incomplete. It's second down and 10 on the 49-yard line. Reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 51 seconds.
And the Vols fans obviously
51
upset.
seconds on the game clock.
Those are two passing play calls that haven't gone their way, but in the end of the day, Brent, I think the officials got it right.
I actually have more questions about the first one than I do the second one, to tell you the truth. Second down and 10 now for the 49. Back with Hurd. And he's brought down by Eric Boggs, number 45. Sure tackler. Boy, the linebackers on this team, they get their hands on you, you're going down.
Yeah, they're very instinctual. A guy in Boggs who had 104 tackles a year ago, and John Law, as we mentioned earlier, these guys do a nice job beating blocks and making it to a ball carrier. And so far on Jalen Hurd, I think they've done a nice job with the gang tackle.
Great strike for a first down, and that was Wolf, the tight end.
You know, App State keeps dropping 7 and 8 guys in coverage, and it makes it difficult to throw into those windows. There's not a lot of guys open when the defense has so many guys back in zone, and until Tennessee runs the ball more efficiently and forces an extra defender in the box, that's not going to change.
Net at the point of attack. Fuller brought him down.
Yeah. That's Fuller beating a redshirt freshman left tackle Drew Richmond, seeing his first collegiate action here tonight. More often than not in this first half, I think a lot of these one-on-one matchup battles have been won by the undersized App State front.
Inside of 2 minutes. Ball on the Mountaineers 35. Williams Thrown out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:34 remaining. That was Duck on the coverage. The freshman who's been challenged here in the first half and has shown that he has a great ability. 3rd down and 3. Tennessee out of timeouts. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws off that back foot. Jump ball intercepted. Picked off by the Mountaineers. Mondo Williams, the senior from Iowa City, Iowa.
It's just not a decision that you're used to seeing from Josh Dobbs, being careless with the football in a critical situation. App State brings pressure right up the middle. It's John Lott, linebacker, that forces him to flush outside. You see him just throw this back across his body, completely underthrown to Josh Smith. And there's Mondo Williams, the JUCO transfer, making a huge turnover in a critical spot. Last year, Dobbs only threw 5 picks in 344 attempts because he didn't make decisions like that. But this Tennessee team not doing a good job fighting the adversity. It looks to me like they're pressing, trying to do too much. And on a possession where they should have at least generated a field goal, they may walk away with nothing.
Marcus Cox checks in. 1:24. Tennessee out of timeout. You would think the Mountaineers would try to run this clock out, take this lead on into the locker room.
Absolutely. And you see these offensive linemen for App State getting up now, and they're chirping. They're not afraid of Tennessee right now. That's Parker Collins at center. We talked about earlier, had a penalty in the first play of the game. He gets intense, but because of the way they've performed really in all 3 phases, you know, it's hard to blame App State for not feeling intimidated at all. Coming into the Lions Den against a team that a lot of people have picked to compete for an SEC championship. You just look at the crowd's faces. They're stunned.
Remember, Tennessee's out of timeouts. O'Brien makes a stop. They burned their 3rd one. Burned one, hoping that instant replay would give them a touchdown. Another one earlier, and that's going to do it here in the first half. App State fans who've traveled here, they're overjoyed. Taking the lead. The other side, not so much. Tennessee will get the ball to start the second half, trailing by 10 points. So Butch's first stop was with the officials. Getting an explanation. And our Laura Rutledge right there. Let's go down to it right now.
Thanks, Brent. Coach, we just saw you talking to the referees. What were you trying to say to them?
Well, I just wanted confirmation on the replay. We got a play off and wanted him to tell me the ruling, and then also the ruling on the targeting as well. It's been kind of a rough night.
Your offense only scores 3 points in that first half. Why was that?
Well, we got to gain some composure. They're doing a good job of putting the 40-second clock down, and we can't turn the football over. And this has been a resilient group. We'll go back. We're playing a good football team, but we're going to find out what we're made out of in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Brent.
Indeed. Butch and Tennessee trail it by 10. Did not score a touchdown in the first half. It is 13-3, and now we take you to the Regions Bank halftime report.
Brent, thank you much. Not many saw this one coming, but here we are through 30 minutes as we welcome you into the Regions Bank halftime report. Dari Noka, Chris Doring, Booger McFarland with you. We're going to be with you all weekend and every big night of football here throughout the season. For a second straight year, you get the 3 of us. We apologize for that, but hopefully it's okay. Tennessee fans seeking an apology right now for what they have seen. No, they are not okay. There have been many culprits. Butch Jones talked about some of them. What strikes you the most about the fact that they're trailing by 10 right now?
Just the mistakes. I mean, you know, you look at what Josh Dobbs did right there. Here's your leader right here, one of the top quarterbacks coming into the league this season, and he throws an interception on the 28-yard line. Even if you don't throw the pick there, throw it away. You can kick a field goal. If you don't, maybe go for it on 4th down. We saw the punt fumbled early in the game by Cam Sutton. So right now, it's all about the mistakes that Tennessee's giving life to Appalachian State.
Well, the veteran players from Tennessee are making mistakes. Yeah. You look at Cam Sutton, he muffed a punt. You look at Jalen Reeves-Maven targeting, and then you look at Joshua Dobbs throwing the ball across his body, throwing an interception when there's a chance to get points. But more than anything, guys, it's energy and effort. I see an Appalachian State team that has more energy and more effort than Tennessee, and that's something you would not expect to see with all the expectations at home on a Thursday night. They are just out-efforting them tonight.
You're seeing the same thing?
Tennessee got going, though. After Reeves-Maven was kicked out of the game for a while there, you saw the crowd get into it. Everybody started to...
They had a touch that we thought was a touchdown. Yes, Williams out of bounds on that.
But since that point in time, really just... maybe it's tightness. Maybe it's all the expectations coming into the season. But right now, just not the effort level that we're looking for from Tennessee.
They're not the young team we're used to anymore, but what App State is a really veteran team. Veteran quarterback, senior running back Marcus Cox, who's got 96 total yards. How much does that help them? Even in this environment, how much does experience help App State right now?
Oh, it helps them a lot. I'll take you back to one play. There was a high snap to the quarterback. He didn't try to make something extra happen. He took the ball, got 3 or 4 yards, and moved on. The recipe for an upset is really simple. Control the clock, out-physical your opponent, run the ball down the hill. That's what App State is doing. Tennessee's got to have a little gut check in the first game of the year. Are we going to stop this run game? Are we going to get control of the tempo of this ball game? They got to figure this out at halftime.
Could have been a worse opponent for them to have scheduled. First game of the season, very viable team that they're playing against right now. They've got to pick it up in the second half and bring that energy to support all the expectation level from the offseason.
Yeah, Brent talked about it. Mike DeBoard, Steve Stripling, 2 Tennessee assistants who were on the Michigan staff in 07 when App State went and beat them, hoping history does not repeat itself for those guys right there. Another game, a conference game underway in Nashville. Who would lead the SEC East after week 1? We would know that with this game. Vanderbilt at home against South Carolina. Perry Orth gets the start, not Brandon McElwain. And boy, was it a slop fest for the Gamecocks, guys.
Well, the Gamecocks offensive line just couldn't block Vandy early on. They tried to run some quarterback draw and make some things happen, but you could tell Vandy was being the more physical team.
You know, they say, who's the playmaker going to be? You think Debo Samuel muffs the punt there for South Carolina.
Same thing we saw from Cam Sutton. You try to press a little bit, especially early in the season. Sometimes just letting a play take shape is better fourth than trying to make something happen when it's not there.
Second quarter there. That's Corey Blossingame into the end zone. Vandy up 10-0 in the game, and they are about approaching the midway point into the second quarter. We'll have tons on this on SEC Now when we are done in Knoxville. Meanwhile, we start to get you set for the weekend slate. We've got ranked versus ranked all over the place, including plenty of SEC teams. What you need to know going into week 1. Meanwhile, Taylor Lamb, DeMarcus Cox, those 2 veterans have been dangerous for the Vols. 13-3 Mountaineers at the half.
This halftime report is presented by Regions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the SEC.
Allergy medicine not working? Try Nasacort for effective relief. It relieves the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion. It's non-addictive, scent and alcohol-free, and has no harsh taste. For 24-hour allergy relief, Nasacort.
Hey, it's been crazy with school being back, so we are constantly going over our data limit.
Oh, well, now all our new plans come with no data overages.
Wow, no more overages?
So that means...
Go on, say it.
We'll finally be in control.
And we're back.
Introducing new AT&T plans with no data overage charges.
Amazing sleep stays with you all day and all night. Sleep Number beds adjust on both sides for your best sleep ever. Don't miss the biggest sale of the year. Right now, save 50% on the Labor Day limited edition bed plus 36-month financing. Hurry, ends Monday. No better sleep, only at Sleep Number store.
If you're a homeowner, you need to know about Home Advisor. It's a totally free service that connects you with top-rated pros for any kind of home project. Just tell them about your project, and you'll instantly find local pros who've been reviewed by other homeowners and background checked by Home Advisor. You can even compare prices and book an appointment right from your laptop, tablet, or mobile phone. Join the other 30 million homeowners who have used Home Advisor and get started on your next project today.
A great part of using the USA car buying service was seeing the different discounts. It had like a manufacturer discount, it had a USA member discount. All of them were already built into the low price. I know that I got a better deal than I would have on my own.
USA car buying service, powered by TrueCar.
Forge of Empires. Develop your own city from the Stone Age to modernity. Available in the App Store and at FOE.tv. Forge of Empires. Play now.
Welcome back to the Regions Bank Halftime Report.
Some of them.
You are watching the Pride of the Southland Marching Band. Crowd needing a little lift at this point. You can see more of this coverage on the SEC Network Plus if you want to see the halftime entertainment. Meanwhile, we will try to be your halftime entertainment as well. Dari, Chris Booger, and Kirby Smart has made a decision going with a fifth-year senior instead of the true freshman, Grayson Lambert, getting the start over Jacob Eason for Georgia's opener against North Carolina Saturday in Atlanta. Lambert, again, just 2 interceptions last season, took care of the football, helped lead them to 10 wins, started all but one game, and the one he didn't start was against Florida, and Patan Bauta threw 4 picks in that game. So Grayson Lambert is the guy. You can see what he did a year ago. Didn't kill them, didn't take them out of games, didn't really hurt them. He wasn't explosive, and we know that about him. Who knows what the future holds, guys, but what do you think of this decision? Boog, I'll start with you on this. What do you think of the decision here by Kirby Smart?
Didn't like it. You know, me, really? I would have went with the young guy in Jacob Eason. I was always told, especially when I was at LSU, when the competition is close, I'm going to play the younger guy because his ceiling is a lot higher. And you can tell the competition was close because they just made this decision here lately going with Grayson Lambert. I would have went with the young guy, but they did.
You know, I love you, man, but I can't disagree more than what I'm disagreeing with you right now. All the reasons that you said, Dari, that he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, puts him in positions to make plays. He's a facilitator. He's not going to win you games throwing the football, but he's solid right now. You don't want to. This guy, Jacob Eason, was at the prom a couple months ago. He was in high school last year. So right now, I think you depend on the guy that's been in that situation, fifth-year senior, and you allow those guys behind you. Nick Chubb, hopefully we get a version of him that we've seen from the past, and you can depend on him in the future to go forward running the football.
He chose to dance with the dogs and not with the date. He didn't go to the prom. That's true. Unless he went back to Washington.
It was a winter form.
For that.
Winter form.
That's what it would. Maybe the junior prom not that long ago either for him. Looking at some other games between ranked teams involving the SEC, Alabama, of course, in Arlington against Southern California, and Ole Miss in Orlando Labor Day night against Florida State. You've got a couple of ones to choose from here, but look at the playmakers in that game in Orlando, guys. You got Chad Kelly, of course, leading Ole Miss. Dalvin Cook leading Florida State. What are you looking forward to watching most, CD?
I'm looking forward to seeing how Ole Miss tries to stop Dalvin Cook. I mean, Dalvin Cook is an explosive runner, can run powerfully inside the tackles, but getting to the edge is where he makes his bigger plays. He's got that home run speed when he gets into that second level of the defense. Should be fun to watch Ole Miss try to corral him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They have to corral him, but if you're Ole Miss, you got to get Chad Kelly on the loose. You got to protect him, and that's going to come down to Rod Taylor. He's taking over at left tackle for Laramie Tunsil. Can he block Josh Sweat? Can he block DeMarcus Walker? That will be key for the Ole Miss Rebels in this offense.
We mentioned earlier, Georgia head coach Kirby Smart made a decision on a starting quarterback. We still don't necessarily know what Alabama's going to do against USC, Cooper Bateman, Blake Barnett, but they are going to face Southern Cal in that big game in Arlington. Quarterback-wise, what's your hunch? What's your gut tell you, Boog?
I think they're going Cooper Bateman. I think if you're Alabama, much like what Kirby Smart did, he went with the guy that had a little experience. Who's got the experience at Alabama? It's got to be Cooper Bateman.
Very little experience.
Very little, but he did start a game. He calms the nerves down, and he gives Alabama a little stability where Barnett or maybe even Jalen Hurts, if he gets in the game, just doesn't give you that right off the bat.
I agree, and I think, obviously both guys will get an opportunity to play. I think this is a game that actually, favors that Alabama offense. So many weapons as the quarterback. Just try to get the ball into those guys' hands, Calvin Ridley. Hopefully we'll see some O.J. Howard early on in this game, but I really think that as long as you protect the football, get the ball out of your hands, and let those guys make plays, either quarterback's in good shape.
More important for Alabama, how does the running game come across? Can they run the football? That's their bread and butter.
You know what you can see 9 Eastern on Friday, a little look inside the process, as Nick Saban likes to say, that led to a national title last season.
The day of Nick Saban's arrival for Alabama. A woman led a cheer, went like this. Praise the Lord, God is good, we got Saban. Nick and his wife Terry are headed back to the college life they so desperately missed, where he will once again attempt to walk on water.
I want to win every game we play. And what I would like for every football team to do that we play is to sit there and say, I hate playing against these guys. Take your expectations and bridge them into the process of what it takes to be successful.
That'll do it. Crimson Tide wins the national championship.
This is our time, guys.
Alabama, they win the BCS championship. 2 BCS championships within the last 3 years.
Every year we want to play for a national championship. That's our standard.
The process, the expectation is to win. Every single game.
The process continues. Saban with his 3rd national championship at Alabama in 4 years.
There's no continuum for success. Just because you had it, you're going to continue to have it. It's not the process begins, it's ongoing.
Take part of the process, own the process.
Let's go!
The process.
What is the process?
The process.
The process. If you're in this business, the fun of this is winning.
No, that is going to be cool. Check it out. The process, the story of the 2015 national champions, Friday on the SEC ESPN network. That's 9 Eastern. You can watch again to see how Nick Saban earned his 4th national title as Alabama head coach. Of course, his 5th overall. All right, back in a moment. Josh Dobbs, big mistake late in the first half, and Tennessee trailing at home to Appalachian State 13-3.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like finding new ways to be taken care of.
Home, car, life insurance, obviously.
But with added touches you can't get everywhere else, like claim-free rewards.
Or safe driving bonus checks. Oh, yes.
Even a claim satisfaction guarantee.
In means protection plus unique extras. Only from an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be in good hands. I'm Nick. That's my brother Brett. We make Johnsonville sausage every day. 100% premium pork, no fillers.
That's right, no fillers.
We're heading to SEC country to earn our fans one fight at a time.
So get fired up for game day made the Johnsonville way.
As your agent, I want to welcome you, Todd. You hungry? Todd's hungry. You like burgers?
I like burgers.
Of course you do. This is a classic. Double meat and cheese, grilled onions, Thousand Island.
Can I tag you?
Absolutely. Thanks for the burger.
You know I get 10% of that. It's a joke. I get 20% of that.
Woo!
They're not allowed to shout with me.
The Hardee's Classic Combo for just $4.99. Only at Hardee's.
When you're in control of your finances, I just feel like you're in control of your future.
When we were getting ready to open the business, we shopped around a couple different banks. But when we went to Regions, they treated us the best.
Oh, yeah? The customer service is, amazing. Our Regions banker, Stacy, has great advice for the business and our personal finances.
You walk in, they treat you right. It makes you just want to keep going back. And we're ready to take our next step.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top.
Down Tennessee Hills.
You get ready for the weekend, of course. Game in Starkville. Check these out. These are the cabanas set up at Davis Wade Stadium. They go for $18,000 a season. They include 12 tickets per game with hospitality, and they are all sold out. As Mississippi State takes on South Alabama, you can see the cabanas right here. It's presented by Allstate, noon Eastern on Saturday, our first triple header of the year. Then we're off to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Louisiana Tech, and the nightcap, Florida at home against UMass. All right, second half is next. Tennessee needs a quick start with the football. Taylor Lamb and Appalachian State with a 13-point stunner of a lead through 30.
This halftime report is presented by Regions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the SEC.
At Regions Bank, we're here to help you move your life forward. But managing money correctly can be tough, especially for college students. That's why we sometimes bring in some extra help.
Young lady, you are way too smart to hit that order button. $750 on a dress that'll be out of style by next week? And what? You might wear it 2, 3 times tops?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Coach Smart has a difficult decision to make. Should he pick the wrong shade, this could prove disastrous.
I need a whole new set of red ties, but none of these are Georgia red. What do you think?
He's going to the mascot, which is a tried and true approach. It often yields positive results, but if he's not careful here, this could backfire.
Bingo.
And it's good. Crisis averted.
Being a part of the Southeastern Conference, it means more than you might think. It means the heart of a home, the heart of campus, in the heart of town, in the heart of an entire state. It means A1 and A2. It means all together and all in the family. Whatever it is, here, it just means more.
Traditionally, fans have worn NFL clothing to cheer on their team at the stadium or in front of the TV. But now the league has expanded the brand, styles, and wearing occasions of its apparel to show fans that NFL gear is not just for game day.
Most fans are hardcore fans, so they look to wear, their team colors every day, but it's hard to without looking like you're going to a game. With this line, you have the ability to go to dinner, to even maybe sometimes work or an event, wearing apparel of the team.
T-shirts with blazers, a soft button-down under a crew neck sweatshirt.
If you put on a nice jacket, over top one of your team's shirts or jerseys, it can look very, very classy.
It's like a lifestyle thing, be able to be proud of your city, proud of your team.
To find all these looks, go to NFLshop.com.
Welcome to SEC Opening Night, presented by Allstate. A shocker unfolding in Knoxville, and just a short time ago, Laura Rutledge caught up with Scott Satterfield, the coach of Appalachian State.
Coach, you've outgained Tennessee and held them to 3 points. How do you keep it going in the second half?
Keep doing the same thing we did in the first half. We had a ball in the first half. This is a fun game. This is what our guys signed up for, to play college football. Just so proud of our guys. We got to keep doing what we did. We did a good job of getting turnovers in the first half, so we got to try to find some way to get some more turnovers.
Feels good to be smiling this big right now, right?
Daggone right. I hope at the end of the game I'm smiling like this.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Indeed. Satterfield, the offensive coordinator 9 years ago when Appalachian State upset Michigan. At the half, they led by 11. Tonight, they lead by 10, Jess.
Yeah, and Appalachian State's been able to steal a couple possessions early here on a fumble punt return by Cam Sutton. Set up a score right here by Taylor Lamb, doing a nice job on the run. And then Later in the first half, a big fourth down conversion. Able to stay on the field, chew out more clock. It would lead to this touchdown pass to Marcus Cox, because everything seemed to be going the right way for the Mountaineers here on the road.
Tennessee will have the first possession. Josh Dobbs will be out. Would love to see the electric one, Evan Berry, take this kickoff to the house and then sit for a time. However, the kickoff man for Appalachian State has been their punter, number 91, and Critcher has made it real difficult. One way to keep Berry quiet is to just kick it out of the end zone. A little bit of a breeze against him. He's coming out. 15, 20, 35, out to the 40, and that should lift this Volunteer offense.
They just need a spark, something positive to happen to get them back in this game. Because unfortunately in the first half, they suffered some miscues, some adversity. Had a drop touchdown here by Preston Williams in the back of the end zone, and had one of their leaders on defense knocked out of the game because of kick-catch interference and a targeting call. The Vols just never were able to really turn the page from that, but here they have an opportunity now in the second half to just reset. And a great opening kickoff return, setting up good field position for Josh Dobbs.
Here is Hurd, number 1, opening as the running back behind the right side. And if there has been a major disappointment group for Tennessee tonight, it has been the play of this offensive line.
Yeah, I agree, Brent. This was supposed to be the most experienced season line that Butch Jones has had in his 4 years, and what was supposed to be an improvement is now looking like a deficiency.
Hurd on a cutback picks up the first down. So a 41-yard kickoff return by Berry. 2 plays and a first down, and the Volunteers showing a little life.
And I agree, Brent. If Tennessee's going to get back in this game, it's going to be the big hog mollies up front. The big bodies getting push at the line of scrimmage, reestablishing that in the run game and giving Josh Dobbs time. That's something they haven't been in the past game. That's something they haven't been able to do in the first half.
Redshirt freshman at left tackle, Drew Richmond, number 51. Penalty flag. A little bit of a false start.
Number 55 offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's the center, Coleman Thomas.
Yeah.
Another miscue.
Yeah, just a little bit of a hesitation on the snap. He just kind of bounced up abruptly, and these are the sorts of things that Butch Jones needs to see his team recover from mentally, being mentally tough, being able to overcome, focus, and lock in.
Hurd on a cutback and pushback.
And on the flip side, Brent, one of the more impressive things tonight, I think, has been this undersized front seven of Appalachian State and their ability to really control the running game and not give up any big runs. To this point, they've held the Vols to only 73 yards, and the big work has been done by really 5 or 6 guys in the box.
Kamara checks in as the running back. Gets the call short of the first down. 3rd down coming up. Sunbelt team, Appalachian. There was the overall rank, and folks, that's impressive. That's just not in the Sunbelt. That's with all the big boys. 3rd down. Fumble, loose ball, and I believe it was scooped by Tennessee late. I think Kamara, number 6, late. There was a tug of war for a moment. It looked like a turnover, but that was great hustle by number 6.
Yeah, and very lucky for Tennessee on this play. Josh Dobbs doesn't catch the shotgun snap. It's a little bit to his left, making it difficult for him to catch. It was hot. But then instead of just falling on the football, he tries to scoop it up on the bounce, make something positive happen. Tennessee very fortunate. Kamara jumped on it. That very easily could have been a turnover in App State's favor. setting them up in great field position.
So what started out very optimistically for Tennessee winds up with minus 14 yards and another punt. Capel back through the end zone and a touchback. It'll come out on the 25. So these youngsters in the defense, Jesse's standing up tall for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, I've been really impressed watching these guys tonight. We talk about them being smaller up front, but the athleticism and quickness and guys using their speed, flying around the field east, west, north, south, and swarming in game tackling. A lot of these playmakers for Tennessee, both in the run game and the pass game. It just seems like the entire first half, Tennessee's offensive line has been on their heels, but make no mistake about it, this defense play with a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger. Last year led the Sun Belt, giving up only 314 yards a game. Tonight, they're playing lights out.
Ball spotted on the 20-yard line after that punt went in. A cutback by Cox. Cox was brilliant in the first half. And here he is on his first carry of the second half. Abernathy, the safety, has to bring him down. Cox is 5'10", 205, a senior from Dakota, Georgia. 1,400 yards a year ago. And tonight scored a touchdown on that reception. Those are his rushing numbers there, but he had a great catch, dive into the end zone. Second down and 2. Little screen to the outside receiver. Spin, first down again, and Barber's made a couple of key plays here today.
Yeah, he sure has, and that's a good decision there by Taylor Lamb, a quarterback. That was a run-pass option. That was supposed to be a run play right up the middle. He saw some cushion on the outside, spit the football out quickly to your receiver, Barber, and make a guy miss and move the chains again. And you see them again with the tempo. They're going to milk this game clock and play clock down as far as they can. Just try and suffocate Tennessee. They've been able to stay on the field in this game.
Bringing one of those wide receivers, Hopkins, around, just trying to keep those edge rushers just to slow down, and it's been very successful. We have talked about Taylor Lamb's dad being a coach. He is the coach at Mercer. Mercer is playing the Citadel tonight. They have gone to the fourth quarter. Taylor Lamb's daddy is ahead 23-21. Fourth quarter, Citadel against Mercer. Firing high and incomplete.
And this is exactly what Tennessee's defense needs, just to get off the field. So you get a good stop on first down, incompletion here on second.
And a penalty flag has been thrown. And by the way, while Pops is coaching Mercer, there's the quarterback's mom. That's right. She is the official photographer for the school. That's Allison Lamb. So she let Pop be on his own tonight against Citadel, and she's here watching Taylor. What a story. Second down.
Another miscue by Tennessee's defense. Offsides by LaTroy Lewis. Puts App State back in a much more manageable second down situation.
Bringing that receiver around off the edge. Lamb keeps it. Got the first down. What an intelligent young man he is. Did you get that photo? Did you get that? When he dove, did you get that, Allison? Come on, you kind of get, you get that lens, tighten it up here. Here we go.
It's not it's not an easy shot to get. Of course, your son's running on the far side of the field. There's a lot of different bodies that have to kind of work in between.
Some big bodies.
Yeah, some big bodies. She had that little fist pump there. I think she got a good one.
So it's first down and 10. Keeping that clock running. No touchdowns yet for Tennessee. And as this game continues, the pressure builds on the Volunteers. Here he comes again, Cox, the running back star for the Mountaineers.
And this offensive line from App State is doing a nice job cutting the backside of Tennessee's defense and getting bodies on the ground. Watch this action right here. Getting a cut block, getting defenders down on the ground right there. Vickers 39 goes down. Vereen overruns the play, and that allows Marcus Cox to get up in the secondary. That's a very hard thing for a defense to simulate in practice. You don't want to cut block your own guys on scout team because you don't want to injure your own players. This offensive run game, very difficult to prepare for.
Winding Play clock down, 2nd down and 1. Picks up another first down. Great vision. Marcus Cox has spotted daylight all game long as he takes himself out for a spell. That'll probably bring Jalen Moore on into this game.
So here on this play, pressure coming from the field from Tennessee, but there's Victor Johnson at left tackle, seeing his first collegiate action, only a redshirt freshman, doing a nice job seeing the pressure from Malik Foreman out to the field, getting a hat on that. Impressive. First action in this kind of environment against this caliber of defense.
Winding it down toward the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Here is Moore. Doesn't quite pick up the hole as quickly as Marcus Cox does.
But it's got to make you feel good still, if you're head coach Scott Satterfield, to know you have this kind of depth at the running back position. And Jalen Moore, a guy that late last year started breaking off a lot of long runs, which probably earned him an opportunity at more carries this season. So we've talked about Tennessee's 1-2 punch at running back. I think the Mountaineers have a pretty good one themselves.
Work the clock. Let it wind. Check the side. See if the coach has spotted anything with this defensive set. Plenty of time for Taylor. Fumble, he got to it. Lamb recovered it.
That's a break that Tennessee finally needed and finally went their way. Bad ball handling here on a zone read. See, Lamb puts it in the pocket, tries to pull it, slips out of his hands, and Derek Barnett was right there, almost pounced on it. Now, this offensive line has not been able to block Tennessee in these 3rd and long situations. In these types of situations, we've seen App State be very, very conservative with draws and screens and swing passes. I think that's what Tennessee is expecting right here.
Clock will be down at the 7-minute mark. High and a great grab by Cameron Sutton, showing you why he's a Sunday player down the road. What a great grab by Sutton.
So you need big-time players to make big plays in big games. And Cam Sutton, one of the team leaders who, of course, fumbled a punt earlier in the game that led to a score, makes up for it right here. Number 23. They're going to be trying to run a corner out to the slot receiver, number 4, Jalen Barber. And Lamb never saw Sutton drop. That is an NFL caliber lockdown corner, making a phenomenal play.
But can the Tennessee offensive line show up?
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'd never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
This Labor Day, discover the new Buick and get 20% below MSRP on all remaining 2016 Encore 1SB models. That's nearly $5,600 below MSRP on this Encore.
What happens when a classic Philly sandwich meets the DQ oven? You get fire-roasted, steak-loaded, oven-hot, basil cheese focaccia Philly fandom. DQ Bakes new artisan-style Philly, hot and melty on basil cheese focaccia bread. Only at your DQ.
Hey, buddy. Looking good. You know what we gotta do, right? Let's go. Come on.
Not.
You're a good driver.
But that's
Get
not.
in the car.
No.
I don't think I should do this. Just get in the car! No.
Are the credit cards in your wallet actually the best ones for you? At NerdWallet, we sort through over 1,700 credit cards to find the top cards for balance transfer, travel, earning rewards, and other perks. Using your unique info to narrow the search, NerdWallet makes it easy to find credit cards that work harder than the ones you have now. Stop missing out. Visit nerdwallet.com to find the cards that are made for you.
For fast relief from sinus and allergy symptoms without drugs, get Navage.
This time of year, I get so stuffed up, but Navage flushes my sinuses so I can breathe again.
Navage uses gentle suction to remove allergens, germs, and pollutants. It's the only nasal irrigator with suction.
My doctor recommends Navage to breathe better through my nose, and it works. Congestion's gone, and I feel great.
And Navage is so much easier than a neti pot.
To breathe better without drugs and a 30-day risk-free trial, go to Navage.com now.
Early in the game, this fumble by Sutton led to an App State touchdown. But a short time ago, this interception stopped a drive and gave the ball to the Volunteers. And then Sutton, one of the team leaders, walked into that offensive huddle and said, "Let's go, guys." First down from the 31-yard line for Josh Dobbs. Jalen Hurd. So far in time of possession, Appalachian State has the lead, and they also have a yardage lead in this game. It has been impressive so far by the Mountaineers.
But it just takes one play for Tennessee's offense to get this crowd electrified again. They've got so much talent at the skill positions. Someone's got to make a guy miss, make a play, make a catch, spark this offense.
Second down and 8. Dobbs, flushed by that defense, takes off and picks up the first down. That is something we did not see much in the first half.
No, and that's all Dobbs, because again, it's not a great job in pass protection. You're going to see it come from the left-hand side. They've got Eric Boggs, number 45, and Keenan Gilchrist with a clean shot. There's just Dobbs' athleticism, avoiding that and showing you the speed down the sidelines.
That's 15 yards. His longest pass is 16, only 1 yard longer. Here comes Hurd. Picked up 2-3 yards on that play. Second down. We are inside of 6 minutes in the third quarter. Tennessee still without a touchdown against Appalachian State. Tennessee a 3-touchdown favorite in this game. The over-under was set around 60. So far it's been the Appalachian State defense that has shown the way. They face a 2nd and 8 now. Pump fake. No receiver open. Got to come in underneath and got the first down. Kamara.
Butch Jones calls Josh Dobbs a CEO quarterback because he makes good decisions, and that was one right there. They were trying to catch App State sleeping, fake a screen and take a shot deep down the field. It wasn't open. And Josh Dobbs did a really good job working through his entire progression and finding Kamara. And now bad news for App State.
That's Law.
Yeah, their preseason Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year on the ground.
John Law being 10-2, and we will return.
What's it like to be in good hands? Man, it's like pure power at your fingertips. I got the power to know who's coming and when if I break down. You must be Jerry. Hey, N means getting more from your car insurance with DriveWise.
It's good to be in good hands.
No 2 allergy days feel the same. With Nasacort, even on your worst days, relief can be yours. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your nasal allergy symptoms, Nasacort stops more for effective relief. Nasacort, guaranteed, or your money back.
Forge of Empires. Develop your own city from the Stone Age to modernity. Available in the App Store and at FOE.tv. Forge of Empires. Play now.
Like to know how to avoid measuring, marking, and bad cuts with your circular saw? With the Craig Rip Cut Saw Guide, you'll make those accurate cuts repeatedly without measuring or marking your boards. The Rip Cut adjusts quickly to your cutting width, making cuts in plywood and MDF fast, easy, and accurate every time. Great projects all start with perfect cuts, so get the Craig Rip Cut Saw Guide today. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Get your Craig Rip Cut at craigtool.com or these and other fine retailers.
Girl, I want to be with you all of the time. The only time I feel alright is by your side.
Amazing sleep stays with you all day and all night.
Sleep Number beds adjust on both sides for your best sleep ever. Don't miss the biggest sale of the year. Right now, save 50% on the Labor Day limited edition bed plus 36-month financing. Hurry, ends Monday. No better sleep, only to Sleep Number store.
This is it right here. Snaps good. The whole kick. Oh! The kick is. Oh! The Mountaineers are going to try to take it back to the big house. The big house. The Mountaineers have just beat the Michigan Wolverines.
9 years to the day. Scott Satterfield, the offensive coordinator, an entirely different kind of game, a shootout between the Mountaineers and the Wolverines. Here, it is a dogfight. Two defenses squaring off and dominating. That looks like Kamara with a good burst into the middle on that. So Kamara trying to give them a lift. Good news for Mountaineer fans, by the way. John Law appeared to be cramping over there. And nothing we hope is serious at all. You see him, and he's got that good smile on his face. And some of that Gatorade, you know, and swing it down there and get back. Here we go now, second down. Now it's third down, and again, that time it is Stout. Stout is held up as their nose man. They were concerned about him. He's very quick, but he's not stout. He doesn't live up to his name. He's not a 350-pound nose guard. Checking over to the side, he thought for a moment maybe they were going to make a change here on 3rd and 2. What do you got, Coach? What do you got? Jalen Hurd in as a running back. 92 getting down there. Nose man on the center. And Hurd went the side and picked up that first down. And now Tennessee on the drive.
Yeah, and the good news on this drive, this offensive line for Tennessee is starting to get movement up front. That left side of the line, Drew Richmond, Jashawn Robertson, and Coleman Thomas, they're doing a nice job getting seals, climbing into the second level, and really reestablishing this line of scrimmage. There's another player, looks like Desmond Reed for App State.
But Law returns.
Down on the ground.
So that's the good news, as Reed is now, and you wonder if this is also a cramp.
Well,
and you take a look at that trainer.
And it's interesting, Brent, you think about Appalachian State and North Carolina, but they're up in the mountains, right? And the coaches were telling us the hottest day they had all fall camp was only 82 degrees. So you wondered kind of how the conditioning would play for them in an environment like this where the humidity is so severe and intense this time of the year. And right now, this front seven that's been playing so well, they're starting to wear down.
No doubt. And reminder, Saturday, SEC ESPN Network, South Alabama, Mississippi State, Louisiana Tech, Arkansas, UMass, Florida. Jess, let me ask you about Arkansas Razorbacks. What you feeling about them this year?
Well, I think, again, you always expect the identity to be running the football and being physical, but there's obviously some new faces, a lot of the skill positions on that offensive side of the ball. It's been a team that has started slow the past 2 seasons. They're a juggernaut late in the year. I think it's important for them to get off to a good start, especially offensively and running and throwing the ball.
The ball is at the Mountaineers' 24-yard line. I'm wondering, I remember the one time in the red zone, right, with that pass. Is that the only time they have been in? So they're at the 24-yard line right now. Hurd, the running back, alongside Dobbs. Dobbs could not get outside. Those two defenders led by Stringer. Very impressive group of linebackers. Sims helping out on the play.
I think Tennessee needs to stick with it, though. They got to stick with the ground game. As this offensive line is really kind of getting into a lather. Only a 10-point game, plenty of time.
They were in the red zone when they kicked the field goal, so that was the only other time. Second down and 10. This is Hurd, and he's met at the point of attack, and here comes a huge third down. That was Boggs, number 45, and crowd a little restless about that. I think they wanted Dobbs, and now we've got another player down. That's Gilchrist, one of the linebackers.
And they think that right now he might be their best NFL prospect. That's a guy that the Mountaineers can't afford to lose.
Let me check that. I think the crowd, because of the hurry up, is thinking that maybe some of these fellows are going down. I think more to your point, what you're saying is the fact that they don't practice in this humidity and everything, and the cramping's become a major problem here.
Yeah, you look at Gilchrist, and he's in obvious pain.
Yeah, let's go down below and get more on this story from Laura.
Well, Brent, we're not sure if this injury for the App State player is a cramp, but they have been dealing with cramping all night on the App State sideline, and the athletic trainer is really trying to get ahead of it early on in this game. They were putting ice packs on players' necks, trying to keep them cooled down, continually reminding people very loudly on the sideline, drink water, guys. Remember, we have to stay hydrated. I even heard one athletic trainer say, look, we're not used to this heat. You guys can't forget that. We've got to try and stay in this game.
Well, tonight at 10:30 on SEC ESPN Network. Join our analysts. They'll discuss all the SEC news of the day on SEC Now. Streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Last time I checked, Vanderbilt led South Carolina, and I think that was at the intermission of that game. That, of course, a conference game going on. And then a lot of big action Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday night. It will be Florida State and Ole Miss down in Orlando. That should be a dandy. You know, Jesse, you know, because you've played enough ball. If you get an underdog that jumps ahead and then starts to hang on, the weight of those expectations over on that Tennessee sideline are just enormous, and it hurts the team trying to loosen up.
And in fairness, Brent, it's been a team all off season long that has been listening to how good they were. And this was a team that was not only supposed to win the SEC East, but compete for a conference championship. And I think it's natural as 18 to 21-year-old student athletes, sometimes you can let that seep in. I'm not saying they necessarily overlooked App State in this game, but certainly they faced a lot of adversity, and they're in an opportunity right now to overcome that and really make a statement. Butch Jones told Laura at the end of the first half, we're going to find out what our team's made of in the second half. Here's a big play right here.
And Kamara checks in as the running back. Dobbs looking in his direction. It put it on the ground, incomplete. That was Fuller, a linebacker, making a play, and Tennessee continues to search for a big play here.
Well, I think Tennessee was expecting blitz from App State. Instead, App State dropped 8 guys into coverage, almost anticipating a slow developing screen like that. Just seems that they've been a step ahead the entire time.
Now, the field goal situation was helped by the missed extra point by Appalachian State. You get this down to the 1 touchdown. This would be a 39-yarder by the veteran Aaron Medley. And from the left hash, he pulls them to within 7 points. So down to 1 touchdown. So here's the drop that stopped the drive. Got in a little too tight, and the defender read it perfectly.
UMass, Florida, Saturday at 7:30 on the SEC ESPN Network.
There's nothing like game day. Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home.
Saturday, football returns to the SEC.
Look at Fred go near sideline, still on his feet. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Looking to eclipse last year's winning season, the Bulldogs take on South Alabama. Then,
Here comes pressure. Ball is loose.
the Razorbacks build a new season behind their veteran defense as they host Louisiana Tech. South Alabama, Mississippi State at noon, presented by Allstate. And Louisiana Tech, Arkansas at 4. Saturday, only on the SEC ESPN Network.
And down the hall here, we have another bedroom. Or maybe someday, a nursery.
This house says to me we're ready to have kids, and who cares if it's over budget?
Fun fact, this is where they found the body.
Body? What body?
He said bodies, hon.
Yes, bodies, plural.
Show us the attic. It's upstairs.
Snap into a Slim Jim!
Butch Jones, and you got to get some help from the mascot. I mean, Smokey is saying to the boys, listen, AT&T brought us that inside access. Come on, let's respond here. Smokey 10 is saying, this is awful, boys. We're favored to win the East. We got a chance to get into the playoff. Here we go. So after the field goal, Tennessee will kick it off. 3 minutes remain in the third quarter. Capel is back deep. And his teammates says, just take a knee down there and let's bring that out to the 25-yard line. Saturday, the SEC Nation going to College Station, and Texas A&M with a big game against UCLA. So Maria and the crew will get you up to date with everything. And
I think that UCLA Texas A&M game is really the under the radar game. I think this upcoming weekend. UCLA picked by a lot of people to win the Pac-12 South, going in and played Texas A&M and one of the best pass rushes in the country with Myles Garrett. Josh Rosen at UCLA. Noel Mazzoni used to be a coordinator over at UCLA. Now he's in College Station. A lot of intriguing storylines there.
Cox back in as the running back. Lamb with a great zone read. Late pitch to the outside. Barber for the first down. A very well executed play.
Yeah, that's great ball handling by Taylor Lamb here on the option. Tennessee bringing pressure from the outside. They all believe after this dive fake that it's coming right up the middle, and they crash on it. Taylor Lamb doing a nice job reading his key, and they keep a good pitch relationship with the wide receiver, Barber. Nice move there on the boundary, stays in bounds. Well executed.
Bringing that clock down inside 2.5 minutes. Cox bursts up the middle behind the offensive line.
There's been some good creative concepts from App State in the run game tonight with the option, with some of the zone schemes. They've gone unbalanced on the offensive line and pulled the tackle over. There's been jet sweeps, some quarterback runs. Nice job mixing it up with the play selection, especially in the run game, because not a lot's happened in the pass game with the exception of the wheel route caught by Marcus Cox for a touchdown. App State's been making their hay on the ground.
2nd down and 5, and the clock winds down inside at 2 minutes. Keeps it short of the first down. Vereen making the stop, and here's your 3rd down.
Vereen really one of the more probably underestimated players in all the SEC. He got the tremendous motor. Last year in the last 7 games, he really came on. 2 sacks against Bama. They need him to step up here opposite of Barnett. Get pressure on the quarterback.
One negative stat for the Mountaineers. Only 1 of 7 on 3rd down. Only 1 of 7 in this game. But now 2 of 8. Cox breaks a tackle and still goes. What a dandy little competitor.
There was a tremendous block by Victor Johnson at left tackle. The redshirt freshman in his first game, 74, climbs into the 2nd level, gets a big block on Jalen Reeves-Maven's backup, Cortez McDowell, and that created the cutback lane for Marcus Cox.
16 yards. Now a first down just across the 40-yard line. Moore in as the running back. And he is stopped for probably yard loss. Kirkland, the outstanding backer. So as Cox hit the 100-yard mark with that last run of his, he's just a yardage machine. As they wind it down, 1 quarter to go, leading by 7. The beautiful view, Neyland Stadium, from the river nearby, but some uneasy Tennessee fans.
When you need tires, you don't need a hassle. Trust the pros at Tire Pros. Get the right tires at the right price without being pushed into buying something you don't need. Take the hassle out of tire buying. Find your local dealer at TirePros.com.
I'm Nick. That's my brother Brett. We make Johnsonville sausage every day. 100% premium pork, no fillers.
That's right, no fillers. We're heading to SEC country to earn our fans, one fight at a time.
So get fired up for game day made the Johnsonville way.
At Regions Bank, we offer the innovative tools you need to make banking simple so you can take your next step in life. Ashley, a real Regions customer, loves that we offer Regions mobile deposit and advanced online banking tools to help her keep track of her money. Sierra uses Android Pay and online planning tools that help her plan for the future. And they both love that there's a helpful Regions banker available to offer personal advice and guidance. Ready to take your next step in life? Just call, click, or come by today.
Coach Smart has a difficult decision to make. Should he pick the wrong shade, this could prove disastrous.
I need a whole new set of red ties, but none of these are Georgia red. What do you think?
He's going to the mascot, which is a tried and true approach. It often yields positive results, but if he's not careful here, this could backfire.
Bingo.
And it's good. Crisis averted.
I think savings is important to everyone. The USAA car buying service is helpful because it gives you that automatic savings, and I think it helps service members feel like their families are really cared for, and that's a really good feeling.
USAA car buying service, powered by TrueCar.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this $1,200 computer for $100.71.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site.
On Deal Dash, I got this $349 mixer for less than $25.
iPads sell for as little as $5, laptops for $10, and professional cameras for as little as $20.
I won this iPhone for $8.48 at DealDash.com.
I got all this for less than $50 on DealDash.com.
Try Deal Dash today. If you don't win, get your money back. But hurry, everything must go. Go to DealDash.com now to start bidding.
In my first 4 months on Deal Dash, I won 104 auctions.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
UMass, Florida, Saturday at 7:30 on the SEC ESPN Network.
Welcome you back to SEC Opening Night, presented by Allstate. Appalachian State, a 3-touchdown underdog, leading Tennessee 13-6. Turnover put them on the board early. Now, 2nd down and 10. The Mountaineers with the ball across the 40-yard line. Marcus Cox back in as the running back. Show the option into round, a beautifully conceived play. Hopkins is upended short of the first down.
Nice design with the misdirection when playing against a fast flow defense like Tennessee that has a lot of speed. This play starts to the right. Look at all the orange jerseys running that way. No one staying home for contain on the backside. And again, getting wide receivers, fast guys, the football in space involved in the running game.
Ball is on the 33-yard line. Here's your 3rd and 4. penalty flag comes flying. Short of the first down is Marcus Cox. But the umpire throwing that penalty flag, this could be holding.
Yeah, I think it's number 72, Tyson Fernandez, the left guard.
Holding, number 72 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay third down.
Remember, he's a converted nose guard. He basically bear hugged Kendall Vickers, the defensive tackle. That's a huge penalty. Now setting up third and long. You know, another break for Butch Jones in this Tennessee defense, one they needed desperately.
I was going to say it probably took him out of field goal range, but we don't know a whole lot about the freshman field goal kicker who's missed an extra point. Leading by 7, a field goal here early in the fourth quarter would have been huge. So as Jesse said, that was large. It makes 3rd and 14. And the whistle stops the play.
Leg game, number 11 offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
And he's saying, look at the clock, hurry it up, get it off.
And it gets loud. 102,455 capacity here at Neyland Stadium. Hard to communicate, especially on a critical third down like that. Now, obviously, if you're App State, you want to be very careful here. The last time he threw the ball down the field, Cameron Sutton picked it off.
Draw play. Well short of the first down. At the 41-yard line, Darren Kirkland brings him down. And in all likelihood, this is going to set up a punting situation for Critcher. They will try to back the Tennessee offense up inside the 20. He has a very, very big leg. Sutton standing back on the Bulls' 10-yard line. Punt is hung high in the air. Sutton bluffed, and that ball is going to roll down inside the 10. Job well done by Critcher. Bentley Critcher, the punter, puts the Vols back inside the 10, and now the heat is on Josh Dobbs.
This biscuit isn't perfect. It's got its highs and lows. And because it's made by hand, it will never be duplicated. Just like a unique snowflake. A unique steak, egg, and cheese-filled snowflake. The steak, egg, and cheese biscuit or burrito with steak, fluffy egg, and cheese. Only at Hardee's.
Hey, buddy. Looking good. You know what we gotta do, right? Let's go. Come on. Not. You're a good driver. But that's not. Get in the car. No. I don't think I should do this. Just get in the car! No.
Allergy medicine not working? Try Nasacort for effective relief. It relieves the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion. It's non-addictive, scent and alcohol-free, and has no harsh taste. For 24-hour allergy relief, Nasacort.
Hey, it's been crazy with school being back, so we are constantly going over our data limit.
Oh, well, now all our new plans come with no data overages.
Wow, no more overages?
So that means...
Go on, say it.
We'll finally be in control. And we're back.
Introducing new AT&T plans with no data overage charges.
Thanks. Who you see in there?
Ooh, retro. Very
sharp.
GameFly. Play all your favorite console games. Start your free trial at GameFly.com today. Products rated E through M.
Intercepted, and it's over. The largest home lead ever for the Tennessee Volunteers to let get away.
Boy, they just needed one play, one tackle, one stop. Couldn't get it. There's winning and there's misery. Enough to tell you which one Butch Jones is experiencing now.
Here they are again. Can they flip the page? Trailing it by 7. And Hurd battling, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Of course, a painful reminder that those losses were in the fourth quarter, and Oklahoma got them into overtime and then prevailed in double overtime. They actually had the lead down at Alabama in the fourth quarter. Couldn't hang on in that one. That was their last loss. And a good burst by Hurd on second down for the first down. Gilchrist makes the stop.
You just kind of get the feeling, though, that at some point Tennessee's going to have to make a play in the passing game. And we haven't seen them have any success, really try any deep shots in this game all game long. But somebody outside is going to have to win a one-on-one situation, go up, get physical, make a play. Because right now it's been all running the ball for Tennessee.
Play action, slant, second down and 10. Smith wanted interference. We check in down below with Laura.
Brent, throughout this game, Butch Jones has been surprisingly calm on the sideline considering the situation, but he just drew the offense together and really focused on everybody's face individually. Ended up saying, we're better than this. You could tell they really respect their coach and were listening intently to what he was saying. Lots of long faces down here as well on the Tennessee sideline.
Second down and 10. Kamara. Now it's going to be third down and long. That aggressive Appalachian State defense. And we may have another cramping situation. I looked at that one player down there. Yards for the game. Tennessee with 200 and App State with 221.
I think Laura talking about long faces on the sidelines. I think a lot of people just staring at each other, looking for someone to step up and make a play. You got to take ownership of this. Is Josh Dobbs someone on this offense?
Facing a third and 10. Big completion to Malone. The wide receiver he worked with during the offseason. They hook up here on a big third down.
And there's a great example of exactly what I'm talking about. Josh Malone working a curl route against the true freshman Clifton Duck. It's a small window that Josh Dobbs anticipates the throw into early in a huge third down conversion.
The corners are playing very soft. You might as well stick with it. Look at how far back those corners are. Play action. Coming again. Gonna go deep. Gonna go for the bomb. Malone's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Josh Malone is the guy that's decided to take over. Had the curl catch on the last third down. This is a straight go route. That's the first true shot down the field, I think, that Tennessee has taken on the outside, and with a 6-inch advantage in height over Clinton Duck, the true freshman. Josh Dobbs lets it rip. There's the play Tennessee needed.
Medley for the tie, and oh my, how huge that missed extra point by Appalachian State looms. But here it is, 67 yards, and watch Malone, the veteran, fight off the defensive back. Rip and grip and head for 6.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like finding new ways to be taken care of.
Home, car, life insurance, obviously.
But with added touches you can't get everywhere else, like claim-free rewards?
Or safe driving bonus checks.
Oh, yes. Even a claim satisfaction guarantee.
in means protection plus unique extras. Only from an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be in good hands.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'd never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
This Labor Day, discover the new Buick and get 20% below MSRP on all remaining 2016 Encore 1SB models. That's nearly $5,600 below MSRP on this on.
Hey, Melvin, what are you doing? We're storing all our things in the cloud. But the cloud is... The future is now, my friend.
But you said cloud storage.
Never mind about that. Let's just move the stuff over here.
Keep all the stuff you love at Public Storage. Each unit is clean and well lit with convenient access. And it's just $1 for your first month. Click, call, or come by. Public Storage. We'll treat your stuff like it's our stuff.
Go, go, go! Sir, they're coming. Build now. Higher! Perfect. Seems that the enemy has hit a bit of a wall.
Mobile Strike. Download and play now. Free from the App Store.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. It's good to be in good hands.
Josh Malone, where have you been? His first catches of the game on 3rd and 9, 14 yards. Then the 67-yard bomb. And during the summer, Josh Malone and Josh Dobbs worked out as a tandem. And Dobbs finds his #1 target finally. And we're deadlocked with 10:30 remaining. Tennessee, with 281 yards, has gone up on App State. 221 for the Mountaineers. Capel coming out for the Mountaineers. Short of the 20. So let's look at tonight's Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate. Jesse, no surprise here, Larry.
Yeah, and it's great to see Josh Malone making some plays here on the curl route on 3rd down, leading up into the 67-yard bomb you talked about. You know, Josh Malone came out of high school, the second-rated receiver prospect. He's had to fight through injuries for the first 3 years of his career, but he's the healthiest he's ever been, making big-time plays with the game on the line on that last drive, and that's good to see for this Tennessee offense.
100,000 plus have climbed back into this big time. Second and long as McDowell makes the stop.
It just takes one big play to kind of ignite the fire and light it for Tennessee. And this defense feeding off that last drive by the offense. Of course, it was the defense that had a huge turnover. You see right there, starting center Parker Collins coming out of the game because his helmet came off. Now that Tyson Fernandez, that's Tobias Edge Campbell, the backup center now in the game for App State.
3rd and long. LaTroy Lewis from Akron, Ohio with that play.
Now App State has to have a plan for All-American candidate Derek Barnett. And the pass rush as this crowd has come alive.
On 3rd and 9, short of the first down. Tennessee to get the ball back.
Two good plays on first and second down. App State rolls to the left away from Derek Barnett. I love the play call, but a good job tackling on the boundary. Now it looks like Tennessee's going to get the football back again. In pretty good field possession, but you always have to hold your breath with the All-American Cameron Sutton, who led the nation last year in punt return average, waiting back deep for the Vols.
Tennessee suddenly in control. Great special team. Terrific field goal kicker. 9 to go. Deadlocked at 13. Sutton eyes the coverage, and he's going to return it. And penalty flags all over the place.
Yeah, there was a pretty egregious block in the back on Nigel Warrior, I think, number 18, true freshman.
That also looked like John Law is down.
You're right.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 19 receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, timeout.
So Nigel Warrior, one of the ballyhooed recruits by Tennessee, just cost his team 15.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Coach Smart has a difficult decision to make. Should he pick the wrong shade, this could prove disastrous.
I need a whole new set of red ties, but none of these are Georgia red. What do you think?
He's going to the mascot, which is a tried and true approach. It often yields positive results, but if he's not careful here, this could backfire.
Bingo.
And it's good. Crisis averted.
If you suffer with allergies, you know no 2 days feel the same. With full prescription strength Nasacort, even on your worst days, relief can be yours. You see, antihistamines target only one response your body has to allergens. Nasacort stops a broader range for more effective relief of your worst nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion, for 24 hours. And it's scent-free, alcohol-free, and has no harsh taste. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable. Guaranteed, or your money back.
Every home repair or improvement project should start with a pro you know you can trust. That's why for over 15 years, homeowners have trusted HomeAdvisor to find only the best home pros. It's a totally free service that instantly connects you with top-rated pros who have passed criminal and financial background checks. In fact, HomeAdvisor is the nation's #1 network of pre-screened pros and has been used by more than 30 million homeowners. So start every job with confidence at HomeAdvisor.com.
We gotta have great focus in here today.
Let's roll. It's football time.
SEC Inside.
It's where the game gets good. Do what we do every week in practice. Communicate.
Gets inside the game.
They came to see you. Give them what they want. Let's go.
Wednesday, it's an SEC Inside doubleheader. Vanderbilt at 7, followed by Texas A&M at 8 on the SEC ESPN network. UMass, Florida, Saturday at 7:30 on the SEC ESPN network.
Back in the second quarter, following their second touchdown, a missed extra point. That touchdown was the last time Appalachian State scored in this game. They've been shut out here by the Tennessee defense in the second half. So celebrating its 12th year, sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, All-State makes contributions to participating university general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. Since 2005, All-State has donated millions in scholarship funds. Just a point to follow up with a freshman kicker. A veteran has left Appalachian State. You just don't know what you're going to get. He was a senior kicker last year, and sometimes special teams, the difference early season deflected. Terrific defensive play that time. Sims came across on it. Watch him tip this.
Yeah, Antonio Sims is going to come right off the edge here. Gets his big paw up on that ball. That was very close. It looked like to almost being a lateral by Dobbs. Doesn't look like John Law at linebacker still out. You see him on the sidelines there. They got their leader still on the bench.
That was a great hit by Thomas, number 35, who's seeing some playing time because of the cramping over on the sideline. Law has battled the cramping situation.
And Law's a guy they'd like to have on the field because he's really good in coverage in these situations. 6 career interceptions for John Law. Another 3rd and long scenario here for Josh Dobbs.
This is a big one. 3rd down and 8, 8:17 to go. Plenty of time. Penalty flag. He hit Malone underneath, who was stopped short of the 1st down. But there was a penalty flag thrown by the umpire.
Yeah, there's a double team right over the ball.
Holding, number 55 offense. 10-yard penalty from
Thomas.
the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
That's the center. So they get a 3rd down over. The Satterfield over on the side wants to back them up. The receiver did not have the 1st down, but it was in that zone where maybe he didn't want to leave them. Looked like it was about 4th down and 1. Here comes the defensive call from the Mountaineers sideline. So it's 3rd down and 18, playing a little field position as he backs them up. Great time all day. Now in trouble. Shakes and has to throw, deflected, and that had trouble written all over.
So that's a coverage sack, certainly, or a coverage pressure by App State, because they were in a pure prevent defense, and there was nobody open in the back end. Look at all these defenders back here in the back end playing for App State. Now, Josh Dobbs has to be he's got to be so careful right here, and kind of gets tangled up, starts to try to throw this football away, and he's very lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. That's the 2nd questionable decision we've seen in this game in a critical scenario. Of course, he threw an interception at the end of the 1st half. One there almost cost the Vols.
An opportunity for Appalachian State, but a great punt by Trevor Daniel. Fielded at the 28-yard line. Breaking Capel. Finally knocked out of bounds. I think he outpunted his coverage, and the coverage team couldn't get down there, and Capel burned him.
Well, App State, you're right. Tennessee outkicked the coverage. It gave Capel too much time, but watch App State. They're able to set up a wall here along the left-hand side. That's a great job there by that App State blocker, not engaging, getting a block in the back, and Capel just does the rest.
That was Daniel, the punter.
Watch this
who
wall.
Banged him out of bounds. The punter saves it.
Yeah, no doubt. I would say in this game,
right there,
special teams has played a huge part in this game. They had the fumble punt by Cam Sutton that they were able to recover earlier. Now a big punt return there for App State, giving him great field possession.
A 45-yard return. Cox checks in. The ball is on the 28-yard line for Lamb. Here's Cox, and this Tennessee defense has really showed up in the 2nd half. Vickers makes the stop. They have held the Mountaineers in this 2nd half to less than 100 yards of total offense.
They really have, and that's good news for the Vols, because App State has really been a one-dimensional offense in this game, running the football. As you see, Taylor Lamb had some more success in the 1st half throwing it, not so much in the 2nd. But I think you're right, Brent. The interior of that defensive line for Tennessee has really picked their game up.
2nd down and 13. Here's Cox, breaks a tackle, and to the 23-yard line, and here comes your 3rd down. Todd Kelly, one of the new safeties for the Volunteers, with the stop.
So you got to be careful here if you're Taylor Lamb. I'd expect them to run this football and try to set themselves up in a position to kick a field goal and take this lead. I don't see the benefit necessarily of risking anything downfield with the pass rush Tennessee has and the athletes they have in the secondary.
The option is 2 downs if they don't want to try the field goal with the freshman kicker. They've got 3rd down and 4. Hit in the backfield for a loss, and that may take away any field goal opportunity. Vereen, number 50, and Foreman. Well, they're going to send the freshman out. Apex, North Carolina, went to Middle Creek High School. He's a 6'3" freshman. This would be his first field goal attempt in college. What a moment for the young Michael Rubino. A 42-yarder timeout. Appalachian State. I wonder the way he's yelling if they had a fake on quickly. It's a long 4th down. Probably not, but Satterfield was not happy.
When I used to fail over and over trying to invent things, everyone said I was crazy. Then I invented this mamma jamma. Just like this morning when I wanted chicken for breakfast. Everyone said I was crazy again. Then I got the new egg white grill from Chick-fil-A. Let's review. Crazy? Not crazy. Crazy? Not crazy.
Chicken for breakfast. It's not as crazy as you'd think. Try the new egg white grill from Chick-fil-A.
Attention, Holiday Inn Express guests! Everyone, go back to bed! Repeat, everyone, back to bed! My new Snooze-a-Palooza's in full effect. That means late breakfast. Check out till noon. So sleep in, baby! Snooze-a-Palooza's gonna be great.
Definitely.
What?
Definitely.
Definitely! High fives all around! Yeah!
You're eating, okay.
Late breakfast and check out till noon. Just what your weekend needs.
At Regions Bank, we're here to help you move your life forward. But managing money correctly can be tough, especially for college students. That's why we sometimes bring in some extra help.
Young lady, you are way too smart to hit that order button. $750 on a dress that'll be out of style by next week? And what, you might wear it 2-3 times tops?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Regions, official bank of the SEC.
You're here to buy a car. What would help is simply being able to recognize a fair price. TrueCar has pricing data on every make and model, so all you have to do is search for the car you want. There it is. Now you're an expert in less than a minute. This is TrueCar.
Dollar Shave Club. Best club I've ever joined. Quality products.
42-yard field goal attempt if they kick it. Bentley Critcher. Number 91 is the holder. And freshman Michael Rubino has been waiting some time to attempt what could be his first field goal in a collegiate game. 5.5 minutes remaining. Just like the missed extra point. Slid it to the right. Tennessee football.
You go back, take a look at the snap and the hold. Great snap. Didn't get the laces turned all the way outside. Just looked to me a little bit there like Rubino may have lifted his head a little bit too soon. You're right, Brent. He pushed that the same way he did when he missed that extra point earlier in the game. And again, new life for Butch Jones in Tennessee. .525, all their timeouts left. An eternity here for Josh Dobbs.
Kamara into the backfield with Dobbs. Kamara releases, complete to him. Picked up about 3 or 4 yards before he's gang tackled over there. Williams comes up on the corner to help out. Trying to keep his spirits up. He may have another chance here. You never know in a game like this. 13 all, 5 minutes remaining. Now Hurd's turn. Ugly.
What a snap. False start.
Umpire said somebody's clapping his hands. See that? So's Butch.
Yeah. Dylan Weisman, the right guard, is saying the same thing.
Before the snap, delay of game, defense giving disconcerting signals, causing the false start.
That's illegal.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So you can't do things on defense to try and imitate a snap. Watch number 92 in the middle, Mike Wannstedt. He's going to kind of clap his hands. You see Josh Dobbs, he's doing the exact same thing, and that really triggers the snap count. You can't yell out signals verbally. You can't clap your hands like that, otherwise it's a delay game by the defense. That's a good call.
Makes it 2nd down and 2. Burst by Hurd. First fumble. Battle for that fumble.
Whoa. I think it was Dylan Weisman, the guard, that jumped on it. Lucky break for Tennessee again. Just poor ball security by Jalen Hurd. See, running through here, looks like he's got the ball tucked in that left hand. It's just kind of a jarring hit. Pops it loose. There's a lot of black helmets around that football, but number 71 being Johnny on the spot, Dylan Weisman.
First down and 10. 4.5 minutes. Game is tied. Play action. Now in trouble. Sacked. Thrown and ripped down. Fuller. Watch 51 make this charge.
Caleb Fuller just beat a double team on this play. A phenomenal effort. Watch 51 right here. Take on the left guard and then beat Jalen Hurd to the quarterback. He's going to move inside. There's a swim move. Knocks the hands down. Then splits the double team. He's able to trap down Josh Dobbs. Not easy to do. That is a phenomenal individual effort right there by Caleb Fuller.
11-yard loss on that play. The junior from Wilmington, North Carolina, makes a big defensive play. 2nd down and 21. Dobbs going to throw it back to Hurd. Dropped. Now it is 3rd down and 21.
Now going back to that play there by Fuller, you have to understand the motivation of App State in this game. One, it's easy to be motivated, nationally televised game. But two, none of your players were even recruited by Tennessee, so they got a chip on their shoulder. But then there's guys like Caleb Fuller or John Law, middle linebacker, running back Marcus Cox. These guys are all trying to get drafted, and this is the game that NFL scouts are going to turn on when they go to evaluate these guys at the end of the year. And these guys are all showing out on a huge stage.
3rd down and 21. Well short of the first down to Wolf, the tight end.
But a really nice job, Brent, of getting a lot of the yards back and really adding yards onto this punt coming up, playing the field position game. That's a good decision and a good play call by Tennessee. Very smart.
Trevor Daniel trots out to punt it. And Capel's back deep. He's been busy as a return man, and he's also been dangerous. Remember last time they out-punted the coverage guys, and he came back for about a 41-yard gain in return. He signals a fair catch this time on the 14-yard line. 3 touchdowns in this game.
This is set up by the Cameron Sutton fumble on the punt return. Nice job there by Taylor Lamb. Here's another good throw back shoulder to Marcus Cox. Trying to be covered by Corey Green. Individual effort to stay in bounds and get in the end zone. And we hadn't seen a lot of downfield throws from Tennessee early. And finally, they decided to take a shot to their big receiver, Josh Malone, who just makes a great individual effort for the score.
So when you take a look at the yards per quarter in this game, Tennessee dominating the 4th quarter. They've taken the lead in that regard. Deadlocked at 13. Appalachian State missed an extra point after their 2nd touchdown. 2:39 to go. Doing a much better job against Cox here in the 2nd half. John Shoop's defense at Barnett showing up. Shoop, of course, is the new defensive coordinator of the Volunteers. He moved here from Penn State.
When do you start thinking about using your timeouts if you're Bob Shoop and Butch Jones? I think if they get a stop right here on this play, if you're going to see him burn one of them, try and save some times for John Dobbs to get this offense in a field goal range.
They've got all three of them left. They bring that end around with Hopkins again, and Hopkins with a great burst for a first down. Huge play.
Yeah, these jet sweeps for App State have been some of their most productive plays, getting these playmakers out in space. That's something they can continue to go back to here in this game. I've been really impressed just with the speed and athleticism on both sides of the ball for the Mountaineers.
First down and 10. Comes the blitz. Play action. Complete. First down and out of bounds at the 40-yard line is Metters. Now Metters, injured last year, really is their deep threat. And Lamb finally able to get to number 6.
Just very calm in the pocket, poised that time. Taylor Lamb in the face of a blitz, delivering a strike down the field. You know, for a second I was going to say, you know, it looks like they're just running the ball, playing for overtime, but all of a sudden that shot play just changes everything now for App State on offense.
End around off the option look, and here comes Hopkins again. Just a little short.
You got to get out of bounds there if you're Hopkins. You have to understand the situation on the field, trying to set up a potential game-winning field goal. When you get near the boundary, sometimes it's better to just step out of bounds and save clock than fighting for an extra 1 or 2 yards.
Well, at this point, Appalachian State actually needs to pick it up a little bit and not run this play clock down. Slant, first down, catch by Jones, his first of the game. Now they've got 2 timeouts. Appalachian State has 2 as they bring it down the field. It stops the course on that first down. Rubino over on the sideline, but they're going to have to get much closer to give him a shot.
Well, they got to get to around, they think, the 28, 29-yard line to really get into what they feel is his comfortable range.
Cox on a cut back, still going and driving for the first down, and a Tennessee player will have to come over to the sideline as he loses his helmet on that play.
That's Todd Kelly Jr., their starting safety. Looks like App State called the timeout.
Yeah, they've got a timeout, so he comes over and he gets a break. We'll be right back.
Like to know how to fix a broken joint and make it as good as new without messy glue or exposed screws? Get the Craig Joinery System and create rock-solid wood joints as good or better than new. All you need is a drill and our Craig jig to perfectly position hidden pocket holes for ultra-strong joints without messy glue or exposed screws. A Craig jig will pay for itself fixing chairs, drawers, frames, and more. Craig offers a 90-day guarantee, so get your Craig jig at CraigJoining.com or at these and other fine retailers.
For fast relief from sinus and allergy symptoms without drugs, get Navage.
This time of year, I get so stuffed up, but Navage flushes my sinuses so I can breathe again.
Navage uses gentle suction to remove allergens, germs, and pollutants. It's the only nasal irrigator with suction.
My doctor recommends Navage to breathe better through my nose, and it works. Congestion's gone, and I feel great.
And Navage is so much easier than a neti pot.
To breathe better without drugs and a 30-day risk-free trial, go to Navage.com now.
Michael Rubino, his first game as a collegiate kicker. Slid one to the right, missed a long field goal, but he may get a shot at redemption. The ball is at the 34-yard line, and you see Gilchrist over there saying, "Come on, lad. I know you can do this." What an effort, no matter what happens in this game by Appalachian State. You just take your hat off to them. And it doesn't get any easier for Tennessee. They've got to go up to the Bristol Motor Speedway next week, 150,000 people, and take on Virginia Tech. First things first, Jones and the staff not thinking about that. They're in a dogfight right now. Second down and 1 with 32 seconds remaining. Well read.
Wow.
Gave up yardage. That was such a big-time play.
Yeah, pressure coming off the edge. Forced Taylor Lamb to get rid of that throw. And there's Cameron Sutton, who had a huge interception here in the second half. Great job of recognition. Didn't follow the receiver inside. Stayed home. Made a good, clean tackle. That's taking more time off the clock. And you mentioned it, Brent. Out of field goal range.
Third down and 5. Trying to get the first down. He does and stops the clock. No, Taylor Lamb was running. He didn't get it down.
Yeah, that's it.
Dove as he was going out, and he could not stop it. And judging from that clock, we're headed to overtime. And Lamb is down.
Now he looks like he might be cramping himself on the sidelines. It was close. As Taylor Lamb was scrambling around, trying to get out of bounds. He was chased by Barnett, number 9, here at the bottom of the screen. You'll see here. Yeah, it looked like the game clock expired right before he was able to get out. Big play by Cameron Sutton 2 snaps ago to keep Appalachian State out of even attempting a game-winning field goal.
Now, Appalachian State hopes they can win the coin flip and go on defense and give their quarterback a little more time to recover from the cramping situation over there on the sideline.
As you see it again here in the replay, definitely out of bounds after the game clock had struck 3 zeros. There's 0 right there. You can see he's still in bounds with the football. Looks like we got OT, partner.
Indeed.
How many people in this stadium, including us in this booth, thought this game was going to OT?
Well, over there amongst the Appalachian State faithful, there might be, you know, a couple over there.
One.
So the booth upstairs is checking it out. They're going to confirm that game is over.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Time expired before the runner was out of bounds. That's the end of the 4th period.
So we go to overtime. And a question about Taylor Lamb and the cramping problems. OT coming up.
I know how excited we are to build on what happened last year.
SEC Saturday night, UMass, Florida at 7:30 on the SEC ESPN network.
No one gets college football fans ready like my team at Holiday Inn Express. And like all good teams, this one needs a mascot. But how do you pick a mascot with so many to choose from? Easy. You don't! Come on out, Melty Scott! See? It's a mascot mashup! Brilliant! Hey! Whoa, easy. Save it for the game, big fella.
Back for our first overtime. A missed extra point gave Tennessee the opening they were waiting for. Jesse, they made the most of it.
Yeah, they sure did. Here's a miscue early on a fumble by an All-American punt returner, Cameron Sutton. That turned in to a Taylor Lamb touchdown on the ground. Later in the second quarter, huge play here on a back shoulder throw to Marcus Cox out of the backfield. A great individual effort for a touchdown pass. In the second half, Tennessee came alive. A gorgeous ball thrown down the sideline from Josh Dobbs to Josh Malone. Really their biggest play in the passing game. And some kicking woes for App State early in this game. A missed extra point by Michael Rubino there, a missed field goal. That really tells a lot of the story of why we're tied right now heading into OT. Special teams has played really a big part of this game for both teams on both sides.
3 of the 4 Tennessee co-captains are coming out. Jalen Reeves-Maben was ejected for targeting earlier.
All right, gentlemen, shake hands. Okay, we're going to an overtime period. Both teams have one timeout per overtime period. Winner of the toss gets to choose whether they're going offense, defense. Other team chooses which end we're going to play on. Okay, Appalachian State is your call. What is your call? Heads. Heads is the call? It is heads. You win the toss.
Well, defense.
We'll play on defense. Which end of the field? Okay? Put back down there. Or put your backs down there. You're this way. Appalachian State's won the toss, chose to play on defense. Tennessee's chosen to play on this end of the field.
So a game that no one saw heading to overtime is doing just that. And a little bit of bad news for the Lamb family. The quarterback's father, a longtime coach at Furman by the name of Bobby Lamb, he is now at Mercer. They were beaten by a late field goal by the Citadel, 24-23. So there is Mom, Allison, the photographer for the school. She's certainly aware of that final score coming through, and her spirits would get lifted enormously if Taylor, her son, can come through and the Mountaineers can beat the Volunteers in overtime. So there you have your rules. And the third overtime is when they go for the 2-point conversion.
So obviously App State wins the toss. You decide to play defense. You can wait and see what you have to do offensively and call plays accordingly.
Hurd is the Tennessee running back. Play action, hits the tight end for a first down. Ethan Wolf. There's brothers who play, and he hits Ethan with that for a first down. Remember, Tennessee lost to Oklahoma a year ago in 2 overtimes here in Knoxville. So with a first down just across the 15-yard line. Hurd picks his way, battles for 3-4 yards on that.
And Brent, this is an area of the field that I'd like to see Josh Dobbs run the football more. Last year in these sorts of situations, down inside the 15-yard line, he was a huge weapon running the ball. Now, I think the game plan coming into this game was not to have Josh Dobbs carry it a lot. They wanted to save his body for Virginia Tech next week and for Florida down the road. But desperate times call for desperate measures. Use the extra blocker in Hurd. Let him go.
He hands it off this time, and that will bring up a third down. Sims in on that stop with Boggs, and Appalachian State would dearly love to hold them to a field goal.
See, Josh Dobbs has only carried the ball 7 times, and here's a situation that if you're App State and a pass rush, you have to contain and keep the rush lanes closed, because Josh Dobbs is a guy that can scramble around and hurt you. Extend the play.
Going to try to do just that on a draw. Breaks a tackle. Got the first down. Just what you called, Jesse.
And this is all Josh Dobbs. This play is supposed to start to the left, but middle linebacker Eric Boggs, number 45, does a great job coming over the top. And Josh Dobbs just has to use his speed, get back to the outside. You hear the crowd booing because there's another App State player down on the ground, but that's just tremendous speed and tremendous play by the senior quarterback from Tennessee.
So Gray is the defensive back who is now cramping, and that has been a major problem here for Appalachian State in this game, and being tended to, so he'll have to come off.
And Brent, generally the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best, and you just got to wonder about the conditioning right now of App State, especially in their front 7, where they've had multiple guys go down because of cramps. We've seen in the second half this Tennessee offensive line has done a little bit better job up front, getting push, and getting movement. And Jalen Hurd is kind of one of those backs who just seems to get stronger as the game goes on. And down here again with those design quarterback runs, getting the extra blocker, it's an advantage, Tennessee.
That's a DB. Oh, yeah. Wide receivers and DBs, folks, they live in a different universe. So Tennessee with a golden opportunity here, a first down across the 5-yard line.
And I like the inside power run game or the quarterback design run game using Jalen Hurd at 6'4", 240 pounds as a lead blocker. They've had so much success with that, certainly last year in these scenarios.
True freshman Franklin has replaced Gray. True freshman in that secondary. Hurd pounds, battling toward the end zone. Stop Boggs. Eric Boggs, tackling machine. In on that stop. Now it'll be 2nd down and goal.
Just go with it again. Just get lined up quickly for Tennessee. Run the exact same play. This offensive line starting to demonstrate themselves up front.
Tripped up. Great play by Stout, the nose guard. Came across, got a paw on that. Take a look at this.
He splits the double team in between the center and the right guard. He kind of submarines. That's one way to get Jalen Hurd down quick.
That brings up a 3rd and goal. They were backed up now. We're about the 2. Hurd, no, keeping it. Dobbs dives and stuck. Ball is loose in the end zone. The officials congregate. Tennessee, some of the players signaling touchdown. Josh Dobbs, touchdown. Wow. Recovered in the end zone. It looks like Hurd. It looks like Jalen Hurd was one of those on the bottom. We'll take a look at this.
Josh Dobbs got shaken up. Watch him extend this football. He gets hit right in the chest. I think that was Gilchrist. And the ball comes out. You're always got to be careful about extending the football if it's not 4th down near the goal line, because this can happen. This was almost a disaster. We saw Jalen Hurd fumble earlier in the 2nd half. Very fortunate that they were able to get that back. And, you know, I love the effort by Joshua Dobbs. It's kind of reminiscent of John Elway in the Super Bowl against the Packers. He kind of got helicoptered there down by the goal line, but very, very lucky break for Tennessee here to fall on that football. Jalen Hurd just wanted it more, but there's a break. Again, the breaks have been going Tennessee's way here since the end of the 1st half. I love the effort by Dobbs. Don't think it was the smartest decision. There again, a lot of black helmets around that loose football, but Jalen Hurd just Johnny on the spot.
And there's a wide receiver in the middle of this too. Jennings, number 15, comes battling back into this. This ball could have so easily wound up in the hands of the Mountaineers. Look at the defensive play. He's got between his legs. And then the dive by the Volunteers. And so
really on the field stands. Touchdown.
Wow.
Hurd is being congratulated over there on the sideline. He was one of several players battling for that loose ball. Here is Aaron Medley. Remember, Appalachian State still gets the football and a possession here in overtime. Not sudden death. Now, especially NFL fans who are watching, say, wait a minute, ball fumbled into the end zone by Dobbs. Can only be recovered by Dobbs. No, only on 4th down does that rule in, and it was Hurd. It is now confirmed from the field that Jalen Hurd in the middle of that. Now watch number 1 come after this. You're looking for behind him. He sees the ball on the ground. He dives for it and was able to get it away from the defense. What a play by Jalen Hurd.
I think we've seen a lot of the leaders of Tennessee make a lot of big plays here late in this game.
So Taylor Lamb and the Mountaineers need a touchdown. Throwing downfield, and it is incomplete, intended for Metters, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
That's something we have not seen App State really try. It was a vertical passing game deep down the field. They've got Metters, their best deep threat, trying to work a double post over the middle of the field. That's a good thing Taylor Lamb threw that behind him. There was a free safety in the middle of the field waiting, and if that ball was thrown out in front, that would have been picked.
Showing the jet sweep and bringing Hopkins around, and now it's third down. And that was a fine tackle by McDowell, who has filled in very well for Reeves Maben, who was ejected from the game in the first half for a targeting.
And what do you do if you're App State? Are you throwing, I mean, to get the first here, or you're in 4-down territory and running it twice? You haven't had a lot of success throwing the ball.
Cox, stop. Vereen, fourth down coming up. Tennessee's defense one play away from preserving a tough win over Appalachian State in overtime. Let the crowd take you home. Remember they told you at overtime you can use one timeout.
There's a lot of things here that Tennessee defensively has to think about now. They've been hurt by those outside jet sweeps. They've been hurt a little bit in this game by the option, which is a good choice for App State because Taylor Lamb has been making good decisions in the option game. They also have that tight end, Barrett Burns, number 85. But they like to sometimes line up in the backfield and sneak out. We saw him with a huge fourth down conversion earlier in the game. So this isn't necessarily an obvious situation for this Tennessee defense. And their defensive coordinator, Bob Shoup, they've got a lot to think about trying to game plan really the down of the game.
Fake the end around. Lamb firing for the end zone. Jump ball. Tennessee survives. $100,000 cheers of relief. Let's go down to Laura.
Thanks, Brent. Coach, throughout the night, App State's offense gave you problems, but in overtime, your defense stepped up. What made the difference?
Well, before we were behind the chains, and they did a great job with their game plan of running the 40-second clock. Well, we stayed ahead of it. We put them in long yardage situations. Never going to apologize for victory. That's a very good football team that we played, and I'm hoping that this will propel us to grow us up a little bit as we continue to move forward.
What can you say about Jalen Hurd's fumble recovery for a touchdown?
Resiliency. And again, we just talk about playing hard, and that was a big play, obviously.
You told us at halftime that you would learn a lot about what this team is made of. What are they made of?
Well, I think you saw determination. They didn't quit. We had everything go wrong with us tonight, everything. We didn't play our best football. We'll get better. But we found a way to win, and that's what good teams do, is they find ways to win football games.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Brent.
Thank you, Laura. Excellent job down there on the field. So Tennessee got all they were bargained for and more. And look at Butch Jones over there congratulating the Appalachian State players on the effort that they gave tonight. Class act by Butch, congratulating the youngsters who are, I'm sure, are so disappointed, but they played their hearts out here tonight. They're going to have a terrific year. Now the alma mater in the corner of the end zone. And the closing prayer by the youngsters from Boone, North Carolina. Terrific, terrific opening game here on the SEC Network. Disaster hung in the air. Dobbs reaching, fumbling, game on the line. Jalen Hurts got it. Now the battle in the end zone. Tennessee survives and moves on to play Virginia Tech at the Bristol Speedway. 17 unanswered points by Tennessee. They were down by 10 at the intermission, 13-3, but they hung tough. For Jesse Palmer, Laura Rutledge, I'm Brett Musburger saying so long from Knoxville. It's a whale of an opening night.